Hello, Candace.
Not you again.
Me again. Remember our last oil change? Your boyfriend said he knew a guy who knew a guy. None of those guys knew what they were doing, including you, Todd.
Silence your oil change anxiety at Valvoline Instant Oil Change, where you can watch our experts change your oil right from your car.
Thanks for coming in.
And finish in about 15 minutes. Valvoline. Service you can see, experts you can trust.
This episode of Tap and Step is presented by Cover Zero Analytics, the leaders in next-level football data. Cover Zero delivers predictive matchup previews, classification-based grading, and customized analysis to football coaches who want more than the same old breakdown of tendencies. With Cover Zero, football coaches now have a tool that can measure all aspects of their team's performance. Cover Zero is built entirely around smarter data analysis, helping thousands of coaches find winning edges that don't always appear in film study. If you're a football coach looking for an extra advantage, Cover Zero invites you to join the hundreds of premier programs that have taken their scouting intel to the next level. Ready to see how the best teams win? Start with Cover Zero Analytics. Find out more at coverzeroanalytics.com. That's coverzeroanalytics.com.
Hey, VNA, I have a question.
Yes.
Do you know anywhere to eat in Iowa Park?
In Iowa? No, not yet.
Tap and Step, your premium Texas high school football podcast from your friends at Dave Campbell's Texas Football and TexasFootball.com. I am the Tep, Greg Tepper.
And I'm the Stepp, Bad Stepp.
Thank you for being a Dave Campbell's Texas Football subscriber, and I'm going to be honest. If you're a Dave Campbell's Texas Football subscriber and you are not waiting for Freeloader Friday, wise move.
This is the content you crave.
This is the content. This state semifinal preview is one of the very elite tier episodes of Tap and Stuff.
Yeah, it's one of our the season previews, the state championship previews.
We'll have realignment stuff, which will be very good.
Every 2 years realignment stuff.
Every 2 years.
State 7-on-7.
The rest of it's garbage.
Yeah. But please listen. We enjoy if you listen.
TexasFootball.com/subscribe if you're watching on Freeloader Friday. Over in the booth, making us sound good.
Twisted and tweaking.
Our fearless leader, VNA Moreno. Hello, VNA Moreno.
Hi, guys.
Are you ready for this? Are you ready?
Boy, am I ready.
It's going to be a big one. This is your state semifinal preview episode of Tep and Step. We have finally made it to the fireworks factory.
No game draft this week.
We do thank you for being a Dave Campbell's Texas Football subscriber. Coming up here in just a moment, a very brief podcast in which we preview all 20 state semifinal games this weekend.
So much content.
There's a lot of content. So we appreciate you.
Sorry.
It's going to be. It'll be a minute. It'll be a minute, but it'll be.
I love this.
It's all 20. We're going to do all 20 because that's what the people demand and that's what the people deserve.
F it. We're going to do it all.
We'll do it all. We'll do it live on tape. But first, Matthew, we will start as we always do with your Texas high school football fun fact of the week, presented by Cover Zero Analytics with the crossfade. Look at that. Cover Zero Analytics. So I have been putting together my state semifinal preview notes, right?
Sure.
I wrote like 3,900 words of notes because of just getting inside. So I've been digging into the data. I feel like I understand 1/10 of what the boys and girls at Cover Zero Analytics do.
That would be accurate. I think they can do what we do in like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like it takes me all day to do my preview, and Jake McNeil and those guys 10 minutes. Like, we're done.
They can do what we do. We can't do what they do.
No.
Okay, and you can't either. They've got the deep dive analytics, the numbies you crave at coverzeroanalytics.com.
They're fiending for numbies.
If you want to know,
Numbies you
quite
crave.
frankly, if you want to know who's going to win this week,
Yeah, just talk to Cover Zero. They're going to
call up Cover Zero Analytics and be like, hey, or how about this? If you're a Texas high school football coach and you feel like this year didn't go if you wish that we were talking about you this week,
Call Cover Zero.
Cover Zero Analytics. It's coverzeroanalytics.com, the onion volcano of high school football analytics companies. Coverzeroanalytics.com.
We need to get an AI graphic of an onion volcano and like hover it over Cover Zero.
Thank you, Cover Zero Analytics. We love you. Matt Stepp, your
Now
Texas.
let's be sitting there and you can throw chicken into my face like we do with the
Stepp, your
hibachi.
Texas high school football fun fact of the week. There are 40 UIL Texas high school football teams remaining.
Yes.
Congratulations, by the way, to Rankin, who pulled off a big upset over Water Valley.
The Red Devils.
Last week. The Red Devils are coming to AT&T. They will take on the Gordon Longhorns, who won a game 69-21.
Nice.
And ran 12 offensive snaps. It's ridiculous.
This is maybe a question for next. I'll save it for next week.
Okay.
I have a 6-man question for next week.
Save it for next week. Oh, there you go. That's a lateral
What a tease.
That's a lateral tease.
Wow.
And then so
Who
they're
can
playing-
talk 6-man Lehman Saunders? I can.
They're playing the 1A Division 1 state championship game. That will be Wednesday morning. Then 1A Division 2 will be the Jayton Jaybirds back to defend their crown against the Richland Springs Coyotes. So we will have two.
Richland Springs is back.
Yeah, they're back. Congratulations to all of them. Those are four. Those are the 4 state finalists. They will take the Super Bowl week, and they will play on Wednesday. We'll see them then. But there are 40 UIL Texas high school football 11-man semifinalists left, Matt Stepp. Matt Stepp, of those semifinalists, how many have not made a state semifinal in this decade? So since 2020, how many of the 40 have not made a semifinal since 2020?
I'm just going through.
Oh, here we go. Now she's going to actually look it up.
I am looking at it.
That's no fun.
That's not fair. All right, screw it. 8.
14.
Wow.
Okay. Grandview last made it in 2019.
Oh, yeah.
Frisco Lone Star last in 2019.
Yeah.
East Bernard last time in 2019.
Yeah.
Pacer has never made it, but they
Correct.
started in 2019.
Yeah.
Yoakum, Newton, Allen, all since 2018. West Orange Stark, last time was 2017. Sinton, last time, 2014. Port Arthur Memorial and Melissa, last time, 2011.
Okay.
Stinnett, West Texas, first time since 1995.
Wow. Okay.
And 2 first-timers. Well, 3, Peacer.
Peacer.
But, they're kind of a different animal. Mount Enterprise, for the first time, they've been playing since 1956. And C.E. King, first time they have been playing since 1955.
Wow.
So 14 new state semifinalists this
Love
year,
it.
which is a fun fact.
Makes a lot of fun. Those communities are, I'm sure they're just
There's a
excited as all get out.
I will
this
tell you
week.
there are a couple of programs that I listed on there that I know their fans are going berserker right now.
That's great.
So we will talk
That's the
about
fun.
that.
That's the fun. We see the new teams and how excited they are.
There it is, your Texas high school football fun fact of the week. Okay, so this is your first semifinal preview. Perhaps you've become a subscriber recently, and we thank you for doing that. Thanks for helping pay the bills around here. We're going to preview all 20 games.
It's going to be a long podcast.
All 20 of them. Strap in. And the way we do it is we do in chronological order. Okay? Chronological order, and if games start at the same time, we do it from smallest to largest. Okay? So, we're giving you a viewing guide.
Capiche.
If you want to watch all 20 of these games, this is the order that you will watch them in. We will start, Matthew. Mark the time. We will start 6 o'clock Thursday night in Canyon at Happy State Bank Stadium. It is a 2A Division II state semifinal between the champions of Region 1, the Groover Greyhounds, the champions of Region 2, the reigning state champion, Munster Hornets, and it feels like we've seen this before.
Because we have. Last year.
This is a
A year ago.
rematch.
Yeah, last year, I think, was it 48-26? Munster won pretty comfortably last year.
Before we get into this, one thing that I like about this podcast, you and I both do our own notes separately. And now I haven't read your stuff, and I know you haven't seen my stuff. So now we get to compare notes, and I'm interested to see where we land on these things.
Sounds like when I send an email, Tepper just sends me to junk because what it sounds like to me.
I don't. I
send me
have a
the-
filter for you.
Okay.
It just goes away. Okay. One of the remarkable things I think about this game is how many of the principal figures are back from last year.
Yeah.
Okay, both quarterbacks. Brick Satterfield for Groover, who's been so good, and then Case and Carney, who's been so good for them. And you mentioned last year because it was 49-26 of the fourth.
Okay, I'm sorry, 49-26.
I would contend to you, Matt Stepp, it wasn't that close. It was 49-13 midway through the fourth.
Yeah, it was pretty. It was a pretty thorough performance from Munster. I mean, they came into the game as a big favorite, and Groover was a little bit of a surprise semifinalist last year. Even though they finished second in district, I don't think we're shocked that they're there. I think they were one of the 2 or 3 teams we thought could win the region.
Yeah. And so I think the biggest question here and the animating question is let's just take 49-26 as a starting point. What's changed, right? I think there's a fair argument to be made. Groover's defense is a little bit better. That sophomore Bo Cowan has added some stuff to them defensively. There's an argument to be made that Munster's defense is a touch better too.
I do think Munster's defense is a touch better. As evidenced last week, 28-14 over Lindsay, Kraut Bowl Part 2. Where I don't think Munster is better than last year is on the offensive side of the ball. I don't think Munster is, even though Carney is back, just looking at Munster through the course of the season, I don't think they're quite as dynamic at the other spots that they were a year ago.
Is Garrett Hess hurt? I think because he was their big weapon on the outside, and I think he
wasn't a factor last week.
Exactly
it was
right.
A lot of Nolan Peel and Clayton Cunningham. Just look at Munster last year versus this year. And I think Munster, they graduated really heavy in the trenches last year. I think they're noticeably smaller on the offensive line. So I think the gap has closed because I think Groover is a comparable team to last year. I think they're a little bit better because I think they're a year older. I don't think Munster's quite as good. Here's the other X factor, I think. Groover won the home neutral flip. This game is in Groover's backyard. That's a long.
Childress last year?
I believe it was in Childress last year. This game is in Canyon, and for those of you geographically challenged, Canyon is a lot closer to Groover than it is Munster.
Oh yeah, Groover's way up in the North Panhandle.
It's a 4+ hour road trip from Munster. So I think that's an advantage. Well, let's also talk about. I've not looked at the weather forecast, but nighttime in December in the Panhandle, it can get dicey. So I think Groover fares better in that kind of environment. So my personal opinion, this is just me. I think this is I like Munster, but I think this is a much closer, much more competitive ball game than last year.
I think that Munster's defensive front, led by Rhett Walterscheid. They have another Walterscheid.
Too many Walterscheids.
Just a lot of them.
In Munster.
I think that is going to be a difference in this ballgame. And last year, Groover's defense just did not have an answer for Case and Carney. Throwing the ball, running the ball, all of it. He is the single most impressive player in this game. The single most dynamic player in this game.
Correct.
And I think that as long as he stays upright, that makes Munster the favorite in this one.
Agreed.
I think so. I agree. I think it's going to be closer. It won't be 49-26. I think it'll be closer, but I do think that Munster's the favorite in this one. I think they're going to win. So that is our first game.
Get me looking at the forecast in Canyon.
Go ahead. Yeah, check it out. As we move, we stay in the 6 o'clock hour. 6 o'clock Thursday in Iowa Park at Hawk Stadium. It is a 2A Division I state semifinal between
a nice day in Canyon.
Between the champions of Region 2, back again, the Hamilton Bulldogs.
The official team of Tepp and Stepp.
The official team of Tepp and Stepp. Taking on the 14-0 state semifinalists for the first time since 1995, the Comanches of West Texas.
Stinnett, Texas, stand up.
Buddy. Jeff Smith at West Texas, dude, he took over a program, and now they had been up and down.
They'll have a good year. They'll have 8-3, and then they'll go 2-8.
He took over a program that had won 3 games in their previous 2 seasons combined.
Really struggling.
And now he has them 14-0.
Yeah.
If they stop right now and they just be like, we're done playing football, it's the best season in West Texas history. this is a remarkable start for them. Looking for the first ever state title berth. Cade Winters, man.
He's been unbelievable.
He's been so good for them.
Yeah.
He's been so good, and he was spectacular last week against Cisco, against the big damn Lobos. 365 total yards and 6 total touchdowns. He was a dog in that one. And by the way, if in classic 2A fashion, also their leading tackler.
Of course.
Cade Winters does everything. Here comes Hamilton. Hamilton is into a state semifinal for the second straight year. And I think it's worth celebrating how quickly this Hamilton team reloaded. Because remember, we had questions about them. We were we've joked about how they're the official team of Stepp and Stepp. But they graduated pretty heavy. And we were like they had a really nice run in Region 2 last year. But certainly that's not sustainable. Because remember, last year, they had a golden horseshoe up their rear end. They were winning a bunch of close games.
Yeah.
Buddy, they're back. And
they're better.
Back. They're back, and they're back in the same way they were last year. The defense?
Yeah, their defense has been unbelievable. Last week, now Axtell had I think their Levi Leathers was out.
That sucks.
But they put Axtell in the sharpshooter and just suffocated them 24-3. And last year, Hamilton, like you said, they had a lot of close wins in the playoffs. This year, they've been pretty. 22-point win over Tioga, 2 touchdowns over Mildred, 3 touchdowns over Carlisle, 3 touchdowns. They've been pretty dominant. And the consistent thing has been the Hamilton Bulldogs defense. They have been tremendous in the postseason. And
they've got offensively, the quarterback Carson Roberts, strong. They have a weapon, Devin Eanes. He's kind of their big play guy that they get him out in space, and he's like their burner. He's the guy who hits the home runs.
And they still have the 6'6" guy, Pierce Summers, I think.
Yeah.
He's still out there. I just now noticed this, Tepper. Hamilton's, they're 12-2. They're 5 points away from being 14-0.
Who are their losses to?
They lost to San Saba by 3 and Crawford by 2.
Both pretty good losses, I would say.
Yeah,
at least understandable losses.
They're close. This is a really Ryan Marwitz is doing a fantastic job.
And I'll tell you that this is the way that we talked about Hamilton last year, and I think it stays the same. The defense holds them in it because their defense is so good. Halston Hale, they're giving up 11 points a game, and while their defense holds it in it, I remember using this phrase last year about them. The offense cracks the safe. The offense just kind of okay, what's going to work? What's going to work? And they find a way through. And this is the strength on the good on good here is the West Texas offense and the Hamilton defense. That's the real good on good. The West Texas defense has been pretty good this year. Pretty good.
I think part of it is West Texas, their offense protects their defense because they just hang on to the football for so long. They just run a type of offense that they just suck the air out of the ball.
So I don't know if this is going to stun you. Maybe this will, maybe this won't. I'm taking Hamilton. I think this is their time. This is their 10th playoff game in the last 13 months. There is a big game experience gap here.
Sure. They were at this point last year, gave Stanford a great run, fell a little short. This is West Texas' first time.
To me, they are following the path that we see a lot of teams do, which is you have a great year, and then you come back the next year and you make that next leap. And I think they're ready for that leap. I think they're going to do it. I think they're going to beat West Texas.
The one thing West Texas, their offensive line, the one matchup, West Texas has a massive, massive offensive line for a 2A school. They are huge. Cade Winters is not a little guy.
No,
they'll run behind that right side, and they'll just stay behind it, and they will. Hamilton's got to win early downs. They cannot let West Texas get into 2nd and 6, 2nd and 5, 3rd and 2. You're not going to get them off the field. You've got to win early downs, put them behind the chains, almost like playing a slot T team. That's going to be the key. If Hamilton wins the early downs, I think they do it. Hamilton's a little smallish. They're good on defense. They're a little small. West Texas is going to have a big size advantage. I'll be interested to see that. I'm going West Texas because I love the teams with the big physical offensive line.
And they will have, and this isn't a knock on Carson Roberts, who's been great, but they have the best quarterback. Like Cade Winters is Cade Winters is probably the most dynamic player in this game.
Agree.
And so if you want to go with that, that's fair. We're split on that. That's okay. We will find out Thursday night in Iowa Park. We move to 7 o'clock. The 7 o'clock hour brings us to 3A Division II. 7 o'clock Thursday night at Randall Reed Stadium in New Caney.
Beautiful Randall Reed Stadium.
It is a 3A Division II state semifinal between the Eagles of Newton at 13-1, taking on what in the hell? The East Bernard Brahmas. What in the hell? I'm okay.
It's a great story.
Here's the thing. We've been calling it the Ganado because Ganado made it popular. Of like in 2023, they lost comfortably to Refugio, and then 4 weeks later they beat Refugio in the playoffs. Dude,
This is a Ganado on supersized.
Supersized.
Yeah.
East Bernard lost to Tidehaven by 53 points.
59-6.
53 points. Then East Bernard had to pull a rabbit out of their hat against Poth.
Yeah, go back and watch East Bernard Poth kickoff return.
Okay.
Second round of the playoffs. They ran basically their version of the Music City Miracle.
So then they get a rematch with Tidehaven, who's rolling.
Yeah.
Rolling past people.
I would love to go back and look at this and see how big of a favorite in the computers Tidehaven was.
I
Do you
can
have
tell
that?
you. I can tell you that.
While
real quick.
you vamp, I'll say this about the game itself.
Yes.
Number one of the craziest onside kick recoveries you'll ever see at the end of the game.
They were 13-point underdogs.
Okay, that's considering they lost by 53.
Yeah.
That's not
Considering
bad.
that they were 14-point underdogs when they lost by 53.
It was 30. They were down 31-19 in the fourth quarter, and
that's when Tidehaven tends to choke you out.
yeah. But East Bernard, Dan Bartlett,
Dan Bartlett.
Dan the man. He's got a steady 9 to 5. He's wearing a tie to work. He's
What's up?
talking about his 401k.
How are you? I'm Dan
investments.
Bartlett.
Yeah, just Dan Bartlett, a man you can trust.
Carving fools up.
Yeah, leads him for a touchdown. Then they recover that insane onside kick, and then Bartlett makes that touchdown pass. The camera work in the stadium wasn't the greatest, but it was a crazy touchdown pass there. And Dan Bartlett gets it done and tied. And then they get an interception at the end of the game. And East Bernard has squirreled around and got to the state semifinals.
Dude, they started 0-3. Yeah. They were 0-3, rattled off 6 straight, lost by 53, and then beat the team that beat them by 53.
Yeah.
They are, if it weren't for another team we'll talk about, they'd be the wildest story in Texas high school football.
They got their hands full this week, though. Let's bring it on back.
Let's
bring it on back. Bring it on back because
talk about Newton.
The Newton Eagles, as a great man once said, they are a wagon.
You talked about last week. You said that DeSoto's playing as well as anybody in the state right now, and I said I don't disagree with you, but the only other team I'd mention would be Newton. And let me tell you something, brother.
They carved ARP up last week.
Holy God.
They look like, remember how good that Newton team was a few years ago that beat Gunner in the state championship game? We were like, holy cow.
They kind of look like that.
They look like that. Maybe not quite as explosive in the passing game.
Yeah.
But maybe more explosive in the they've got like 4 guys who can hurt you in the running game.
They are the number 1 scoring offense in 3A Division II, and they don't throw it.
Not
basically.
Not much.
With Kendra Porter and Deldrick Samuel.
Cavlin Hunter. When they do throw it, the little freshman, Isaiah Foster, is really good. He's going to be good for the next Newton. I believe Porter's a junior. I think Kendra Porter's a junior, and they've got a freshman quarterback. So Newton, they'll be around, guys.
And by the way, they also have the number 3 scoring defense in 3A Division
Their
II.
defensive line is they got a bunch of athletic dudes. They're not little. They're not huge, but they're not little. But they are freakishly athletic.
They're like, they got those flat bellies. You know what I mean? Where they just get after your
They
rear.
got 200-pound athletes on the D line, and in 3A Division II, that's hard. That's hard to stop.
I want you to consider this. They won their 4 Region 3 playoff games by an average of 51 points.
Yeah.
Okay? They are blasting fools into the sun right now. Okay? I think, and East Bernard fans will love to hear this. because obviously they've been counted out all year.
Yeah.
I think Newton's a big favorite in this game.
I agree. I mean, this has lopsided potential written all over it.
But I will say this. East Bernard, they got that magic. It's going to take the magic.
Yeah. Yeah. They're going to need
Because I don't think they match up well with Newton.
No, they don't. They don't. I think this is. But maybe Jeremy Jenkins has got some.
Maybe he's got
that
a
rabbit's
little
foot,
something.
But
It would be.
they can't keep doing it.
This would be. If they were to beat Newton, this would be a bigger upset than beating Tidehaven.
Yes, considering what Newton's done up to this point.
The computer has Newton by 13. Same thing as they had him with Tidehaven. But also remember that the computer has leveled up. East Bernard because of their win over Tidehaven.
Yeah.
So I like Newton. I think Newton's the favorite in this one. I think that the speed is going to be too much for them. But I don't know, man. They've made us look stupid before. They're pretty good at that.
They have. So see if they can do it one more time.
There's only one more Thursday game. We move to 7:30 p.m. 7:30 p.m. Thursday night at the Barry Center at Cy-Fair FCU Stadium in Cyprus. It is a 2A Division I state semifinal. As the champions of Region 4, the number one team in the state, wire-to-wire number one, the Refugio Bobcats, take on #playoff Joaquin.
Yep. Tom Ball has been retired. Playoff Tom
I'm sorry.
Ball. We've retired.
It was a great run, playoff Tom Ball.
It was.
It is
now
playoff Joaquin's time.
Or as they say in East Texas, playoff Joe Quinn.
Let me tell you something, brother. Last year.
I'm serious. Playoff Joe Quinn.
Playoff Joe Quinn?
Yeah.
So last year,
horrible mispronunciation.
I made.
By the way, this is the craziest town pronunciation game in the state.
Oh my God. Joaquin versus Refugio? Yeah.
People from Texas are going to screw this up.
Not
from Texas.
I think if you are surprised that Joaquin is here, you just weren't paying attention. Because last year they were in a worse position.
Fourth place.
And they made it to a semifinal.
Yeah.
This year, they're in third place.
Yeah.
Not a big deal.
They're cruising to the
Just
semifinal.
cruise. Yeah, it's all good. And the slot T is the devil, baby.
It is.
And they have got so many different guys back there. Cooper Bragg, Amarian Wilson, Jacob Gatlin. They're averaging 48 points a game in the playoffs, man.
They're hard to stop, man. Trenton Reynolds runs that offense well. And then the defense does enough. They do enough on defense, and they get it done.
That is the name of the game for them. Is our offense wins the day, and our defense does enough.
Yeah.
What happens when that offense runs into the number 3 scoring defense in 2A Division I? Now, you saw Refugio last week against Mason.
Yeah.
Give me your impression.
Defense is very good. Refugio's defense is legit. They are fast. They're physical. And here's the thing. Being in South Texas, they see the slot T all the time. Mm-hmm. This is nothing new for them. The slot T is basically a South Texas invented offense.
They will not be out-schemed. There are games, if you go back, I use this example all the time. If you go back to when South Oak Cliff played Liberty Hill in the 2021 state championship game, one of our big questions was, can South Oak Cliff figure out the slot T? Because they've never seen it.
Yeah, it's a totally different offense in 5A.
They've never seen it before.
Yeah.
Refugio will not be out-schemed. They will dust off the playbook they've got and be like, okay, here's how you stop the slot T.
This is how we handle the slot T offense. So offensively, love Ray Lewis.
Yeah, I do too.
The problem Refugio, at least last week, they got into is they just decided they were going to be a passing team and throwing the ball. Lewis was 0 for 11 to start the game. If they just line up and run the ball, they're hard to stop. Lewis and Xander Willis.
That 1-2 punch.
They had 293 yards and 3 touchdowns last week. I think they could have had a lot more if Refugio would have just committed to the running game.
Yeah, it's a don't get cute situation.
And I think they got a little cute on offense last week. That's kind of how Mason hung around, in my opinion.
I watched that game, and I remember thinking, this Refugio offense is kind of chaotic.
There's no identity. At least there was no identity last week.
It's just
they're trying to do a little bit of everything.
Yeah, and it's like say what you want about Refugio teams in the past. They've known where their bread is buttered, and they're just we're going to give you the ball.
When they had Travis Quintanilla, they were we are going to throw it 50 times a game.
Exactly right.
And then they've had years where they got in the I formation and just ran. And this team is like doing a little bit of everything, and it's like I think their personality when they're most successful is just running the dang football.
A lot of this comes down to, can Joaquin make Refugio earn it? Refugio will go 70 yards on you in a heartbeat with Wills or Lewis or any of the other playmakers they've got. Can they keep him from popping big plays? And then can Refugio slow down the slot T, which their defense has been obviously very good. There's one other, I think, big elephant in the room, and that is, we talk about it every year, it's Region 3 versus Region 4 in 2A Division 1. 10 of the last 11 years, Region 4 has beaten Region 3.
It took Terry Bussey.
It took Mr. Texas football to put a team. And by the way, that was a close game. When Timpson played Ganado,
yes,
that was a close game.
I was at that game. It was a very good game.
Yes. Yeah. I think Refugio is your favorite. I think that this is maybe when Joaquin's defense, I think, is going to have to play the game, their best game of the year.
Yes.
To slow it down, because I think that Refugio's defense is that good.
And I think the experience against that offense is going to pay dividends for the Bobcats. By the way, I saw Jason Herring Thursday. He's doing great health-wise.
I'm very glad to hear that.
Great to hear it. Coach, we were thinking of you, and we're glad that you're doing a lot better health-wise.
Good. That makes me very
shout out Coach Herring.
Good. Shout out to Coach Herring. It'll be a great game at Cy-Fair FCU Stadium Thursday night, 7:30. That closes out Thursday. Only 4 Thursday games.
4 Thursday.
We will have.
We got 4 Saturday games too.
We will have the 2A Division 1 state championship game set, because that's the Wednesday night game. If you didn't know, it goes D1 this year first, and then D2. We'll go to our little football beds, put on our little trapdoor pajamas.
Yeah. Make sure you have a trapdoor in the back in case an emergency happens.
And then we will move to 6 o'clock Friday.
Oh boy.
At Bryles Stadium in Stephenville. It is the 3A Division 2 state semifinal.
The game we've all been waiting for.
Between the champions of Region 1 in Wall and the champions of Region 2, the Gunner Tigers. And it is the most anticipated game of the 3A level.
Agreed.
D1 or D2. This is the game we have waited for.
Yes. We've kind of known these two these two have been eyeing each other across the room since August, basically.
Well, they were, this is a rematch of last year's state semifinal.
Great game last year.
And it is also a matchup of two teams that have drilled their region opponents into the core of the earth. I did the math, Matthew.
Oh, you did some math.
Thank you, Cover Zero Analytics. In their 8 region playoff games this year, Wall in Region 1, Gunner in Region 2, they have beaten their opponents by a combined score of 449 to 55.
That seems good.
Almost 400 points. Almost a 50-point average margin of victory. And then now, what I think is really fun is that for both of them, they level up their competition suddenly, severely, and with everything on the line.
Yeah, you're going from 0 to 60 in this football game.
Yes, because this is the first time in at least. When's the last time either of these teams looked across the field and saw a team that we thought could reasonably give them a run?
For Gunner,
Salina?
Sanger gave him a run for a little while in week 4, and just because they're a 4A. For Wall,
the Idalou game, the first Idalou game was kind of close.
Yeah,
but
maybe the Brownwood game week 2, it's a 4A D1.
These teams have been so dominant. Yeah. And let's start with Gunner, because we don't this is also the part where it's we don't talk about Gunner for 8 weeks, 9 weeks, 10 weeks. Because they've dominated Region 2. 3-time defending champs. Despite a lot of turnover on the field and off the field, they've kept the machine churning. Knox Gage.
Coach Gill's done a great job.
He has done I think there are going to be people who are going to say, oh, well, he inherited a great situation. Buddy, that's a tough thing.
Well, the expectations are through the roof.
Oh, my gosh.
You got a sophomore quarterback stepping in. You lost a great senior class. You lost, your head coach leaves. There's a lot going on in Gunner this offseason.
Yeah.
So he's done a great. Coach Gill's done a fantastic job.
Knox Gage has given them a running element in their quarterback spot that I think they haven't had since Walker Overman. Jay Campidi is the tip of the spear in that offense. And the defense is just the Gunner defense, always super underrated. They're just sound. Benji Rodriguez leads what's been a really sound.
And they've gotten
defense.
better as the years gone along. They've improved.
They've improved.
Yeah. Now, is that due to competition, or is that because non-district they struggled, but they were also playing really good people? You know, Houston Kincaid's a really good private school team. Salina, Sanger was a 4A Division II second-round playoff team. So competition was really good, and so you were like, "Oh, what's wrong with Gunner's defense?" Well, maybe it's just they were playing really good. They were young and they were playing really good people, and I think they've gotten it together.
Well, the competition will be good this week too.
Yeah,
because Wall is a juggernaut. Okay.
Yeah.
Landon York,
the most dominant team in 3A Division II by the numbers. It's not close.
Landon York has been out of this world. They have a legit, true, like however you want to define it, number one receiver in Reed Robertson.
Yes.
They got a 1,000-yard back.
Yeah. We don't even talk about him. We don't talk.
Brady Neal, he's the quietest 1,000-yard back in the state.
To not talk about the Wall running game because just a couple of years ago they were running the flex bone, and the transition and how they've taken to the spread offense has been incredible.
And oh, by the way, the number one scoring defense in 3A Division II.
Yeah, they had 4 turnovers last week,
and they smothered Idalou. They took the pillow and just put it over their head and just.
It was 21-0. I messaged you in Slack. I was like, dude, this game's over. It's 21-0 in the first quarter. This game's Wall's destroying Idalou.
Okay. The computer has Gunner as an underdog for the first time in a playoff game since they lost the title game to Franklin. So their last playoff loss.
Yeah.
They have them as
playoff
an
games. Gunners won.
They've 18. No. 18
22.
Plus, 22.
Yeah.
22 games in a row. The computer has Wall by 9.
Wow.
Wall by 9. I am not falling for it.
Okay.
It's a 3-time. I'm not in the business of picking against 3-time defending champs.
I'm usually not either. Yeah.
I'm like this is, I think, last year, Wall was the better team for 40 minutes?
About that, yeah.
About 40 minutes?
I was at that game, and Wall had that game under control, and Gunner
found
they showed some championship pedigree.
Way.
Their defense, which had gotten torched all game, stepped up, got stops in the fourth quarter. It was a program, not a defining. It was a proof of concept for the Gunner program. This is the kind of win that a program gets.
I like the champion's advantage. I like Gunner.
I think this Wall team, last year's close loss, I think this is going to kind of resemble the second Gunner Canadian game. Gunner hammered Canadian in the first game, then played in 2015, I think 2016. Then Canadian came back in 2017 and beat Gunner. I think that's what we're going to see. This Wall team is the best team in the state in 3A Division II, and I think we're gonna get their they're gonna get their revenge this week on Gunner. I like Wall.
I think it's gonna be it's a game of the year.
Did you see that Wall crowd at San? And that was obviously San Angelo is like 8 miles from Wall, so they had Wall filled up the home side at San Angelo Stadium.
I have a feeling they'll show up in Stephenville too.
Yeah, Stephenville, that stadium, Bryles Stadium's a nice stadium, but it only seats about 8,000.
Get there early.
6
o'clock kick.
Especially from the visitor side.
We then move to the main event, and what I mean by that is this is the 7 o'clock hour on Friday is when you've got, I think it's 10 games in the 7 o'clock hour. 11 games.
I don't think there's a 7:30 game on Friday.
No, you're right. So it's 11 games.
Yeah.
So we'll go smallest to largest, and it's the game. This is the game I can't wait to talk about. 7 o'clock Friday night at Randall Reed Stadium in New Canaan. It is
a lot to talk about.
A 2A Division II state semifinal between the champions of Region 4, the Shiner Comanches, at 14-0, the number 1 team in the state, the team to beat in 4A Division 2 or in 2A Division 2, the prototype of what a state champion program and team looks like. Against the champions of Region 3, the Mount Enterprise Wildcats, and the official cut the brakes team of Stepp and Stepp.
Yeah.
Because, guys, Mount Enterprise is the most interesting team in Texas high school football. They are.
You know what they are? They're 2A Klein. They are 2A. I texted Nick Caduti. I said, dude, it's Friday. I don't know what you're doing Friday night. You need to go watch Mount Enterprise because you would love them. You want a stat from the game against Bremond last week?
Here's a stat.
There were 19 kickoffs in the game between the two teams.
19 kick.
Okay,
Take a moment and consider that.
19 kickoffs.
19 kickoffs. So you're only guaranteed 2.
Yeah, 19
17
kickoffs.
auxiliary kickoffs.
15 of those were onside kicks.
What in the hell?
Mount Enterprise. So here, after the first 5 possessions of the game, Bremond led 20-16. 5 possessions, 5 touchdowns. The next time Bremond got the ball, they were down 38-20 because Mount Enterprise scored, recovered onside kick, scored, recovered onside kick, scored. They are the most. They are 2A climb. They go for 2 every time. They're just wild.
And by the way, they have the guy having the greatest rushing season in Texas high school football history. In Kagan Ash, who broke Ken Hall's record.
He had a casual 502 last week.
502. He's 80 yards away from 90 yards away from
according to our friend David Smoke.
From his career rushing record. Okay? Now, and can we take a moment here to talk about this? Because there are some old heads out there who are doing the wrong thing, and I want to correct them. Guys, nobody's saying Ken Hall wasn't awesome.
No.
Okay? There is this notion of like, oh, well, actually, he's doing it in more games. Okay.
Guys, it's still awesome.
Why can't we celebrate both?
Yeah.
Why can't we take this as an opportunity to be like, man, what Kagan Ash is doing is awesome, and it puts into perspective how awesome Ken Hall was. Yeah. But instead of us to be like, oh, well, actually, he's doing it in 14 games, and Ken Hall only did it in 12. I know.
We can do math. We get it.
But he is also, they've been playing 16 games for quite a while, and nobody's run for 4,000 yards, and he has 4,300.
Yeah.
He is going to, if they make a title game,
he's going to put
if they make a title game, he might run for 5,000 yards.
Depending on what, yeah. It's crazy. Here's another crazy fact that I was thinking about this morning. Do you remember a couple of years ago, Mount Enterprise had a running back, a really good running back?
Who?
Kendre Miller.
Kendre Miller, that's right. Was he a Mount Enterprise too?
Yes.
What?
So this tiny speck of a community on Highway 84 in East Texas.
I never made that connection.
Has produced, in the past 8 years or so, Kendre Miller and Kagan Ash.
Who? Kendre Miller's in the league.
He's playing for the Saints right now. He had a great career at TCU, and he's with the Saints. That tiny of a community has produced 2 athletes in this. It's crazy.
I promise we'll get to Shiner in a moment, but I have to keep going. Okay. Here's the other thing. The head coach at Mount Enterprise, Scott Ponder.
Mm-hmm. Who has won a state championship.
Scott Ponder was the coach at Bells. Mm-hmm. His kid has the single game passing touchdowns record. Yes. He threw for like 11 touchdowns in a game.
Because when he was at Bells, they were a cut the brakes, throw it 60 times a game offense.
What is going on?
Now they're basically running the single wing.
I feel like I'm taking crazy pills with Mount Enterprise because here's the other thing about Mount Enterprise. By the way, we haven't even mentioned their quarterback Joshua Bennett is like a nice piece too.
He's a great player, yeah.
Great player. Also, they average 61 points a game. They're the number 1 scoring offense in all of Texas high school football. And also, their defense, there's a reason they onside kick.
Yeah.
Because their defense is giving up 35 points a game. And I want to put this into perspective, okay? Rawls gave up 34 points per game. They were better defensively than Mount Enterprise was.
Yeah.
Rawls went 1-9.
Mount Enterprise needs all those points.
There is one way they win games, and it is we're going to outscore you.
Yeah. Now, basically last week against Bremond, 64-58. That's their path to winning.
And by the way, it's worked 14 times in a row.
14-0, yeah.
So what happens when they run into a legit, certified, like kind of prototypical state championship contender in Shiner?
Yeah.
Because this Shiner team is awesome.
Well, and they don't have the flash that, they don't have Kagan Ash. They don't have all that. They're just brutally efficient. Mm-hmm. They remind, so I called Mount Enterprise 2A Klein, Shiner's 2A Smithson Valley.
Yes.
They're
methodical.
They're just methodical. They're just sound. They don't do anything stupid. They play great defense. They run the football.
They take care of the football.
They're good on for a 2A. Shiner special teams are generally pretty good. They're 2A Smithson Valley. And Jarvis Williams and Quincy Jones are listen. Junction is a really good football team. And Shiner basically sat on them last week and beat them 22-6.
They put them in the figure 4 leg lock from the word go.
Mm-hmm.
And their defense, Clayton Fritz, is the tip of that spear. This is a team with a ton of experience. They've played a ton of postseason football. They are a remarkable football team. And this style clash is the most insane style. This is the most insane game I think I've ever considered in a semifinal.
It's crazy, yeah.
It's the most insane semifinal I've ever seen. And here's the thing. You're like at some point you think this can't work for Mount Enterprise. At some point the bill's going to come due. Mm-hmm. 2023 Gilmer kind of proved that like you can play like this.
Yeah.
You can have a defense that is okay, not that great.
That's the difference. I think that Gilmer defense was average.
Yes.
I don't think this Mount Enterprise defense. And I think this Shiner defense is elite. Mm-hmm. I don't think Mount Enterprise is going to stop Shiner.
I don't think they're going to. I think every time
they're going to onside kick every time, and Shiner's as long as Shiner doesn't let Mount Enterprise recover a bunch of I just don't think. I think Shiner will find a way to get a couple of stops, and I think once Mount Enterprise gets behind the 8 ball,
I'd love to know I'd love to know what their biggest deficit is this year.
That's where I'm concerned here. So and Shiner's, I think Shiner's played a bunch of bigger schools. They've been in this moment. I think it's Shiner's time.
This game like gives me hives.
But I could also see Mount Enterprise winning 66-63.
This is the most high variance game of this game. Here's the thing: there is a universe where this gets real bad for Mount Enterprise. There is a universe where they lose like 70-14
because they're going to keep chasing that
right. And it's like there's a universe where it goes real sideways real quick. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And there's also a universe where they romp into a state championship game. Yeah. This is the most high.
I'm picking Shiner.
I'm picking Shiner too. The chalk says Shiner. Yeah. But also, we haven't seen a team like this in this spot like this.
It's crazy. Yeah, I agree.
I'm excited about that game. I don't know if you guys can tell.
Yeah.
Let's stay in the 7 o'clock hour. 7 o'clock Friday night at Crowley ISD Stadium. Speaking of what the hell, let's go to 3A Division 1, where I went 0 for 4 in my regional final picks.
I went 1 for 4.
As the champions of Region 1 in their first ever state semifinal, the Greyhounds of Peaster, take on the champions of Region 2. Folks, the Scary Zebra's back.
Oh, yes. VA, I need you to do me a favor.
Yeah.
Yes.
While we're talking, I want you to Google image Grandview Zebra run-through tunnel or something.
Tunnel.
Inflatable.
Inflatable. That's it.
And I want you to put a picture of it up and give us your thoughts while we're talking about this game.
So here is this is a state or regional state semifinal that if you had this predicted from the word go, like, let's go to Vegas.
Go to Vegas right now.
Let's go to Vegas. Right, me and you right now. Because
you don't have to twist Tepper's arm to go to Vegas.
You really don't. Because both these teams, I think, were underdogs last week. Peaster, for one reason, that they were playing a team that already beat them.
Yes,
Paradise.
Their district rival Paradise, yeah.
And avenged a regular season loss. And, brother, it is time to talk about the Peaster defense. This defense is gnarly.
They've allowed 17 points in the playoffs. That's not a math guy, but it's just over 4 points a game.
Let's call Cover Zero Analytics and ask them.
Jacob, what do you have to do with
They're
this?
number 4 scoring defense in all of 11-man football. Mm-hmm. Okay? And Hagen, Hadley, and company. And their offense, it finds a way. It finds a way, whether it's Luke Gray, their quarterback, or Hudson Salyers. Like, they will wait you out.
Yeah. I love Cade McCullough. He's kind of like a Swiss Army knife. He's their kicker. He caught a huge 63-yard pass in that game-winning drive. He's just kind of a little bit of a do-everything guy. They're a fun team.
They are a fun team.
By the way, Parker County, Peaster, Brock, and Alito.
Really nice year for Parker County. Hey, remember Grandview?
I do.
Remember Dane Yench?
You know he's coaching there, right? He's on staff.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, he's.
What's up, Dane?
Apparently, Dane Yench is the magic that Grandview needs, because when he's there, they make deep runs.
Dane Yench, man, an all-timer.
Why'd you go to college, dude?
Yeah, just join the staff of Ryan Ebner's team. State champions 2018 and 2019. They're back on the statewide stage. And that offense, man. I don't know if Dane Yench went over and did the pitching coach thing to Mason Landers, their quarterback, and just like massaged his shoulder and gave him like the
Yench dust.
Sprinkled the Yench dust on him. But he is in complete command of this offense. Mason Landers is cooking right now, man.
Love Blue Hubbard. He's a monster. Kason Sanders had a big game last week, 2 touchdown catches and a defense. An interception on defense.
Remember when Grandview had Demetrius Crown over playing tight end?
Now he's an offensive tackle.
Now he's an offensive tackle in the SEC.
Last week Grandview was down 15-0 to Pottsboro early.
Yeah, I remember seeing that, and I remember because I picked Pottsboro. I remember thinking like, okay,
feeling good about this.
That's kind of the way it's one-way traffic from here.
Nope.
Turned it around. This is one of the premier good-on-good matchups in the state this week.
Yeah, that Grandview offense against that Peaster defense is going to be fun to watch.
The other side is interesting because the Peaster offense doesn't blow you away, right? It doesn't blow you away, but it does enough. The Grandview defense, up and down, up and down. If they're up, I think a lot of this depends on which Grandview defense shows up. Like if the best version of the Grandview defense shows up, they're going to be at AT&T Stadium. If anything less than that, and it feels like Peaster's your favorite, just because that Peaster defense, I really can't stress enough how good they have been, and how much they've been able to put people in the vice. I think I like Peaster. I think Peaster's your favorite. The computer.
I agree. Actually, I'm going with defense here. I like Peaster in this game.
That's the biggest thing. Like I'm defaulting the Peaster or to defense. Peaster is a 4-point favorite according to the computer, which sounds about right. 1-score game. I think it'll be fun. I think Peaster's a small favorite.
Yeah, should be a great crowd at Crowley ISD Stadium. Those
two pretty local teams.
Yeah, Grandview's not. These two teams aren't that far from Crowley. It should be a great crowd.
Peaster in their first ever state semifinal.
Yeah,
it'll be great.
Atmosphere.
All right.
Wait, so why did you want me to?
Did you find the Grandview inflatable?
Oh,
The Grandview Zebra inflatable.
It's very big.
It's very big and
Just
it's
look
very
at it.
scary.
Hold on, do you want to see?
It's got a red eye.
This is what.
There we go.
No, that's not a good picture of
That's
it.
not.
You gotta get the side view.
Yeah, you need the side view of it.
Yeah. Oh well, we'll get one.
We'll
get one when
that zebra with the G.
Yeah.
See, you can see the red eyes. Look at in that picture right there.
Yeah, you see the red eyes.
The side
like
view
glowing
is really
red eyes.
crazy.
Anyway, if they're at state,
funny.
if they beat Peaster, we'll see it at state.
Let's go.
That is one 3A Division I state semifinal. Let's go to the other one. 7:00 Friday night at the Pfield in Pflugerville.
The Pfield.
It is a 3A Division I state semifinal between the champions of Region 3, the Yoakum Bulldogs, and the champions of Region 4, the little old ding-dong Llano Yellow Jackets.
Man, Pickle has just been insufferable.
The fightin' Ashley Pickles.
She has been running around this office just talking mad noise to everyone.
She went to every person in the office and asked them point blank, "Hey, is your alma mater in the state semifinal?" And literally Blaine went to Alito, so he said yes, and everyone else said no. Yeah. She has been dunking on all of us.
I was there whenever she was watching.
She also used some very colorful language.
I know. And it's two teams here.
Just inappropriate.
It's two teams that got a monkey off their back last week. Right? Mm-hmm. Edna's had Llano's number. And I got to tell you, it looked like Edna was going to continue to have Llano's number.
Yes.
They were up.
VNA, check your Slack messages.
They were up pretty comfortably. right?
Yeah, it was 35-17 in the third quarter.
Yeah, it's like this is how it goes. And then at that point, that's when Edna kind of squeezes the life out of you.
Yeah.
They get a 2-score lead, and they go, "What are you gonna do, nerd?"
Mm-hmm. They were up 3 scores at this point.
Yeah.
But then Lano returned the ensuing kickoff for a touchdown, made it 35-23, and then outscored Edna 15-0 in the fourth quarter, and pulled that thing out.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a win that Lano typically doesn't get at this point.
It's
in
a
the playoffs.
gutty win. Yeah. It was a culture win.
Yeah.
For Matt Green and company. It's an unbelievable. Luke Davis is back with a capital B.
Yeah, there were some concerns about him going into the playoffs, and getting him back has been huge.
Jose Silas, their running back, has been very steady. Dude, their defense has 45 takeaways. 45 takeaways. They bend, but then they'll come up with that splash play. J.D. Friday has been awesome for them. Speaking of getting a monkey off their back, Yoakum, if East Bernard hadn't avenged a 53-point win or 53-point loss, we'd be talking a lot more about Yoakum avenging an 18-point loss to Columbus.
Yeah. And they out-Columbused Columbus. Mm-hmm. By the way, I ate at Showbles again on Saturday because I was driving from. It was.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, twice. I ate there twice.
Well,
last 2 Saturdays.
Maybe it's your fault.
No, it was maybe because they were really happy last Saturday when they
Big
beat Franklin.
poison over here.
And then this week it was the vibes were not quite the same.
So
this week.
they dethroned the state champs, and there is no doubt what Yoakum is about. Yoakum is about dudes.
They got dudes who rock.
They have got dudes. Okay, the freshman Jermarcus Robinson,
20 touchdowns as a freshman. I'm pretty sure he's in the Dave Campbell's Rising magazine. I'm sure Greg Powers has wrote a little something about him.
over here.
Yeah.
Jermon Robinson, the sophomore. I haven't. My guess is they're related.
They're brothers.
Okay, they are brothers. Okay, I didn't know.
They're
That.
brothers,
I never want to assume because I've assumed wrong before.
Well, and Robinson's not like an uncommon.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
a common last name. So
The Xavier Barnett, the SMU signing,
2 touchdowns last week.
a freak show. Yeah. And most importantly for them, their defense is playing their best football right this very second.
Yeah, they held Fairfield. I mean, Fairfield got theirs, but they held Fairfield relatively in check, and then they go in. The thing about Yoakum in the playoffs is their defense has played against all these different styles. So you play Fairfield, who is this high flying, throw it around team. Then the next week you play Hardin, who basically does a rugby scrum every play, real tight wing tee. And then you play Columbus, who's like a power spread team. So they've played all these different styles and thrived against all of them.
This is 2 teams that are like they're riding high, coming off of big emotional wins. I think a lot of this comes down to who resets, like who's able to do that. On the field, if you're just looking, like assuming that doesn't play a factor, on the field, I think Yoakum is a favorite. I think you can make an argument that Yoakum is a clear favorite. I am not sure that Lano has seen the kind of explosive athletes that Yoakum is going to provide.
Correct.
Because Region 4, broad strokes here, broad strokes. Region 4 is the power region. Region 4 is the kind of, if you want to call it 3 yards in a cloud of dust region. Region 4 is the thumping region. Region 3 is the speed region. Region 3 is where the athletes come in and they hit home runs. And I want you to consider how Columbus Edna went last year, right? Columbus won pretty handily over Edna, if I remember correctly. Okay, that's not to say Lano is not fast, and that's not to say that Yoakum can't bang. But broadly speaking, those are the identities. And broadly speaking, Region 3 has had a Region 4's number. Broadly. I think it's up to the Lano defense to keep a lid on this Yoakum attack. To keep a lid and not let them hit home runs. If they do that, they can hang around and they can win this game. But if Yoakum starts breaking off 50-yard plays, it is hard to see how Lano hangs in there, because I think they're going to be at a speed disadvantage in this game.
Agree. We're right on lockstep in this game. That's kind of how I feel. For us internally, it would be fun because if Lano made it, Pickle it'd be fun.
It would be very fun.
Don't tell her I said this, but we do love her, and so it'd be fun for her. But
I'm gonna tell her.
Don't you dare. She was talking trash about WTF having better picks than us. And I was like, man, come on.
Disgusting. Disgusting.
She's just having too good of a week here.
It's a great game at Pflugerville.
I like Yoakum.
I do too. 7 o'clock Friday night at Mesquite Memorial Stadium, my very favorite stadium. It is a 4A Division II state semifinal. And get Michael Buffer out because it's the main event.
Yep.
I might make the argument it's the main event of the entire semifinal weekend.
Yeah.
As the 14-0 champions of Region 1, the Brock Eagles, take on the 14-0 defending state champs and the champions of Region 2, the Carthage Bulldogs, in what can be described as the showcase showdown. Like, this is the prize fight. This is it. This is everything you want in a game. It is a battle of unbeatens on a massive stage. It is the reigning state champ, the team of record in their division, up against, in my opinion, the clear number one contender.
Yes.
To the throne. Mm-hmm. I mean, this is as good as it gets. This is the good stuff, folks.
And Brock is, to me, I've seen Brock in person. Mm-hmm. Have not seen Carthage in person. But Brock is the kind of team that I think could give Carthage trouble. Mm-hmm. They're so sound offensively. They're hard to stop because they do. There's nothing they don't do well. And the defense, I think I had some questions about the defense early in the year, but they've really rounded into form. And putting Colt Matlock on defense was huge last week. The UTEP signing, mm-hmm. He had a couple of interceptions, returned one for a touchdown. Playing him, at this point in the playoffs, you're going to put your dudes out there, and I think putting him on defense makes Brock's defense even better.
Like the Brock has offensively, Brock has the triplets. They got a quarterback in Holt Frazier, mm-hmm. who's got 52 total touchdowns on the year.
He's been great.
They've got Briar McDonald running the ball. He's 1,500-yard back.
Great offensive line.
Great offensive line. They got Colt Matlock.
Yeah.
Colt Matlock's got 23 touchdown catches.
And the other receiver on the other side's very good. Charles Hibbler's a good player. They've got this offense is really hard to stop.
But that defense, I thought last week, Brett Cannon and that defense, that game was 14-14 with Greenwood. Shout out to Greenwood.
Sweet Greenwood Rangers.
Sweet Greenwood Rangers. You know what? I rode that train from the preseason, from the preview episodes, all the way up till the regional
Lincoln
final.
Madrid took you on a fun ride.
He did. Shout out to Greenwood. But Brock was too much because that game was 14-14 at half. And then Brock just started tightening the screws.
Yeah.
Just tightening the screws. And defensively came up with big plays, big turnovers. Shut out Greenwood in the second half. And the offense found a way through. Mm-hmm. They smother you. Well, here comes Carthage. Here's a hot take. This is pound for pound the most star-studded team in Texas. Okay?
They're pretty
I want
pretty loaded.
I want you to consider this. KJ Edwards, A&M signee. Benny Smith. Did he sign somewhere? He should.
I don't think he's signed anywhere yet.
Jet Surratt, 3-year starter. Mm-hmm. Quee Beck, A&M signee. Mm-hmm. Junior Henderson, Mississippi State signee. Who's the linebacker?
Carson Crawford.
Carson Crawford, Colorado signee.
Yeah.
They are loaded. Loaded.
Yep.
And they are peaking right now. Last week against Athens was mean.
Yeah, it was the Athens team that they played the regular season was a one-score game.
What they did to Athens last week was rude.
Yeah.
They treated them very rude.
63-28.
And it wasn't that close. Mm-hmm. It really wasn't that close. They dominated them. I will say this. The Carthage defense has had some trouble at times this year in the secondary. Mm-hmm. I don't think you can running on Carthage is very tough.
Yes.
Very, very tough. Throwing on Carthage, teams have had success. Athens had some success.
Pittsburgh had some success. Yeah.
So I think they can do that. I think at some point, though, somebody's going to have to consistently stop this Carthage offense. As good as Brock's defense is, I'm not sure anybody can. That's the real question for me. I think the game will be decided when the Brock defense is on the field. Mm-hmm. They are it is up to the Brock defense to deliver them to Arlington. They have to come up with the best defensive performance of the year, plain and simple. I think
they're playing great.
I think they can do it.
The last 3 rounds of the playoffs, I have become more encouraged by Carthage's defense because Athens, that offense is a flamethrower, and that game was 63-14 going into the fourth quarter. Like it was the Carthage pulled their starters in the third quarter.
Yeah,
they had 2 pick sixes. I think they had 5 interceptions. So I think, I think if Carthage, I don't think Brock's going to get a lot of stops against Carthage.
You really don't?
No,
I think that's interesting because I think it's up to the Brock defense to hold him in it.
I don't think Brock's going to give us. I mean, how do you? KJ Edwards, Surratt, Henderson, and then Surratt as a play caller.
Here, I think this is a coin flippy type game. I think this is a coin flippy type game, and you do not make a good living picking against Carthage in December.
No.
So I'm going to go chalk here. The chalk says Carthage.
I think they've lost in the semifinals twice.
Liberty Hill.
And I think La Vega got them once. But that may not even have been in the semifinals, but La Vega got them once. But
you don't make a living.
China Spring popped them. It was like round 3.
Yeah, that was a regional final or semifinal.
Yeah,
sorry.
I think last year Carthage won 45-17.
Yes.
I
don't think that's
a lot closer.
I think it's closer.
I think Carthage wins by like 10-12.
Okay. I also think Carthage a little bit more battle tested. I think Carthage's wins over Pleasant Grove and Kilgore I think they're better than anything Brock's got.
Yeah, I mean, Brock, their best wins, Greenwood and Decatur, really. I mean, they did scrimmage Stephenville, but it's a scrimmage. Like, I don't know how much you can take out of a scrimmage. So
I like Carthage. I think this is one of the toughest games to call all weekend. I'm really excited about this one. We move 7:00 Friday night to Katy, to Rhodes Stadium for a 4A Division II state semifinal.
It's going to be a 409 party in Katy this weekend.
Hell yeah, brother.
Talk about another one later on.
The Sinton Pirates take on the West Orange Stark Mustangs. And a moment for us, just for you and I, to enjoy this. 2 coaches that we love. We love all the coaches. Michael Troutman is like one of our favorites. He's a wild man.
He's a wild guy.
He's
a
great.
Wild ride.
And, buddy, I'm so happy for Hiawatha Hickman.
He's such a nice guy.
He's such a good dude.
I'm going to tell you, he's been through it at West Orange. Like, replacing Cornell Thompson is not easy. That fan base expects a lot. And the first couple of years have been rough. And, there have been a lot of chirping about Coach Hickman. And I don't think it was deserved. I just don't think they had the dudes. But they've reinvented themselves into kind of an old school, get in the I formation and just say, Kelvy Jefferson, take us home, buddy.
Dude, do you know what they're doing? They're playing Cornell Thompson ball, baby.
Yeah,
they're playing Dan Hooks ball.
Yeah, they're going back
That's
to Dan
what they're
Hooks.
doing.
Yeah, they're going back old school.
They're playing Dan Hooks ball.
Yeah.
The Blue Link defense is back, baby.
Yeah.
And Terry and Fontenot and the defense, they are fantastic. And if you are a younger person who doesn't understand what the West Orange Dark defense is about, let me tell you something. They are fast, they are physical, and they play with an edge.
Yeah, they switched back to the 50 this year, and that's kind of what Thompson had he's like the guru of that defense. They switched back to that, and it's really, they were down 20-12 early third quarter, and that pick 6 just completely flipped that game on its head against La Vega. And then Kelvy Jefferson, 3 touchdown runs. I mean, he's so fun to watch. He's 5'3", but like
5'3", 160 pounds.
But yeah, 5'3", 160, and as strong as an ox and fast.
He is a water bug.
Yeah, and he's hard. He is incredibly hard to tackle.
He is so much fun.
How do you get him to the ground?
Do you know? And here's the other thing, and this is I hope that everyone involved in this takes the compliment that I mean it. Do you know how hard it is to match up with La Vega physically? La Vega is a team that prides themselves on beating the snot out of you. Like that is what gives them joy. That sparks joy in their life. It's just beating the snot out of people. And West Orange Sharks stood up to him like, "Come on, let's go, big boy," and they fought him to a win. Kelvy Jefferson's awesome. This West Orange Shark team is fun. Sinton into their first state semifinal since 2014 when they lost to
West Orange Stark.
And we mentioned Michael Troutman, wild man. I'm sure he's being very calm right now.
Yeah, he's totally analytical about things. He's just chill.
No emotion. Yeah. And he's built one of the most electrifying offenses.
Eat himself a tortilla burger.
He is
like get you a tortilla burger in Sinton.
He has built one of the most electrifying offenses in Texas. Micah Green, a 3,300-yard back. He's been awesome. I called you yesterday because I asked you about Quincy Bess, their sophomore quarterback, because he left that game against Cuero.
He did.
For a while.
Came back in.
But came back in. Mm-hmm. So it sounds like he's good to go, which is great to hear. Because he's been a really nice playmaker for them. And they went into they had a wild game with Cuero and ended up coming away with a remarkable victory to avenge a regular season loss. Those two teams have now played two of the wildest games of the year.
Yes.
Cuero and Sinton.
Yeah, because Sinton was up 42-35 with a chance to kind of put the game away in the fourth quarter. Cuero blocked field goals. They blocked the field goal, return it for a touchdown, to tie it at 42. Then Sinton, with the backup quarterback out there, a good portion of the drive, drives right back down. And I called you about this sequence here.
Oh,
okay.
Gosh.
Sinton has 3rd and goal from the 2 with about 25 seconds to go. Okay. No timeouts left. They just used their last timeouts. They're called timeout. They're coming out of the huddle 3rd and 2. 3rd and goal from the 2. They run a play. Mm-hmm. Micah Green gets stopped at the 1-yard line. Clock's running.
20 seconds in a run.
The play was started at 22 seconds, I believe. Clock's running. They're scrambling to try to run because they can't clock it because it's 4th down. Mm-hmm. And they're scrambling to run another play. And who knows what happens if that happens. And the worst luck for Cuero, they had a kid get injured. He tried to get off the field and couldn't. He went down. I sent a screenshot of it. Mm-hmm. The poor kid was trying.
He made it to like the hash. He wasn't
trying to get off the field because he knew the situation. He's not, he knows what's going on. They stopped the clock because he can't get up.
Yeah.
He's hurt. Like, clearly it's not faking an injury because why would you fake an injury?
No.
That's
the worst time to fake an injury.
You want the clock to run because Sinton's going to have to scramble to run one more play, and they don't get it. It's overtime. During that injury timeout, with the clock stopped, Sinton decides to run the field goal team out there to kick the chip shot field goal and win the game. And they kick the field goal and win the game. So just horrible luck for Cuero, but it is what it is, and Sinton is on to the next round. Now, Sinton's we talked about Region 3, Region 4. Mm-hmm. In 4A Division 2, it's flipped from 2A Division 1, right? Mm-hmm. Region 3, big favorite over Region 4, right? If you're a Sinton fan, what you're hanging your hat on here is Sinton's defense is really, really good against the run. Mm-hmm. That is the strength of their defense, stopping the run. That's what West Orange Stark does. So if you're a Sinton fan, you're saying, okay, we stop the run well. We slow their running game down. We make them pass. Micah Green, Quincy Bess can get enough done. Mm-hmm. We can pull the upset. That's the path.
That's the path.
If you're Sinton, it's tough, but
I think
West
Orange Stark's defense is the difference here.
Yes,
I think they have the better defense in this game. If you're noticing a trend on my picks here, in December, defense comes up big.
VNA, I sent you a picture of the tortilla burger in Sinton. That is a meal eaten in Sinton, Texas. Can you take that picture and put it up for our viewers?
Yes, I can.
Thank you.
I like West Orange Sharks defense here. I think that's the difference. Mm-hmm. I'm going to go with.
I like West Orange Sharks. I think Sinton is good against the run, but I think West Orange Sharks a little different animal here, and I think Kelby Jefferson. I think it's a close game for a while. I think West Orange pulls away. So I agree, but I will say I think
there's a path for Sinton.
There is a path, and I think either one of these teams making it to state will be a whole bunch of fun.
Oh, yeah.
Like, these are two fun fan bases, so I'd be happy with either one at AT&T.
Here's a fun fact. We're halfway done.
All right, we're halfway through.
To 4A Division 1 we go. Why are you shaking your head? 4A Division 1. 7 o'clock Friday night at Knight Stadium in Fort Worth.
Beautiful Knight Stadium.
It is a battle of unbeatens for a spot at AT&T Stadium in the 4A Division 1 state semifinals. It is the 14-0 Stephenville Yellow Jackets taking on the 14-0 Salina Bobcats. And if you are a Texas high school football history buff, if you're somebody who cares about Texas high school football,
two blue bloods right here.
This is a game that means something to you. Yep. Like, this is two of the flagship programs in Texas high school football.
Oh, yeah.
Plain and simple. Legacy programs going at. This is Plano Katy. You know what I mean?
This is 4A Plano.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a good comp there.
Yeah.
I like that.
These two teams know each other.
A lot of state titles for these two programs.
Let's talk about Stephenville. They shook off a slow start last week against West Plains. They were down 21-7,
and West
you're
Plains had the ball.
And it's like,
yeah.
But then they claw back and they make it 21-17 before half. And I think that
it flipped the game. Trot Jordan scores right before halftime in 21-14. And West Plains decides there's about 47 seconds left. They're going to try to go down and make something happen. Stephenville gets an interception, and they get a 45-yard field goal right before halftime, and it was 21-17. You can kind of feel, okay. And they dominated the second half.
I thought that was the coming out party for Trot Jordan, their quarterback. I thought that was his magnum opus. Yeah, he's been great all year, but I thought that was more than 300 total yards, 4 touchdowns. They got the freshman receiver, Caden Monk.
Yeah.
He's been a dog.
Zyler McClendon's been excellent. That rushing threat, Colton Dirth.
Dirth Vader.
Yeah.
But more importantly, the second half, West Plains didn't score. They shut them out in the second half.
That is impressive.
That is really impressive. I know that they were wounded without Slade Russell.
Sure.
But that was really impressive.
Bye, Adam. Oh, it's Rob. Sorry, bye, Rob.
See you, Rob.
I saw him come out. I thought it was Adam's out of the office.
Hudson Butchie, their defense was awesome.
Spellmeyer, the defense. This is a complete defense here. They are great at all 3 levels. They brought 10 starters back from last year's defense, and they've been hard to score on.
Okay, on to Salina.
Okay.
I thought last week was such an impressive victory for Salina over Alvarado. And really, it didn't have anything to do with like how dominant they were or anything like that. It was just they found a way with bubblegum and duct tape and Luke Biagini to get a win. Because if you didn't know, Bo Bentley got hurt again in this game.
Second game in a row he hadn't finished.
He left that halftime and didn't come back.
His injury stat. Other people ask, "Hey, is Bo Bentley going to play this week?" I don't know, but I can tell you he's banged. I mean, he's clearly banged up. He's not 100%. If he plays, it's because he's gutting it out and telling the coaches, "I want to play."
But shout out to the Salina coaching staff.
They just reinvented themselves
because they were like, "All right, we're going to take Luke Biagini, who's our all-state linebacker. We're going to snap the ball to him, and we're going to run Wildcat."
Yeah, behind that big offensive line.
We're going to GA Moore your ass.
Yeah.
That's what they did. And he ran for 133 yards and 3 touchdowns or something like that.
Evan Cohn had 117. I mean, Bentley did have a couple touchdowns in the first half, but I thought this was the path to beating Alvarado. And then what was happening, their defense was good enough to get Alvarado off the field, and Alvarado didn't lure them into a shootout.
Defense came up with a couple big takeaways. Okay. Let's start with this. If Bentley can't go, I find it really hard to believe they're going to beat Stephenville.
A one-dimensional Salina team is going to have... Salina at full strength is going to have a hard time beating Stephenville. Stephenville's really, really good. I think a wounded, one-dimensional Salina team... Stephenville will hold up in the trenches against Salina.
Yes.
Like, I was telling you, the last time these two teams played, it was 7-3. Like, Stephenville has the people in the pedigree up front to at minimum... make that battle against the Salina offensive line a stalemate.
That to me is the difference. I think Stephenville is one of maybe 2 teams in the state. Might be talking about the other one in a moment. That can match up with Salina up front on both sides, their offensive line and their defensive line with Colton Dirth. And to me, I think regardless of Bentley's status, I like Stephenville. I think that defense is the difference. I think, first of all, Bentley's not going to be 100%. We know this. It would be stunning if he was 100%. If he can walk, he's going to be out there. Like if he has 2 legs, he's going to be out there.
Yeah,
because he's just a dog, right?
I think the only thing that would keep him from playing is that the Salina coaches were like,
"You literally can't. We are literally forbidding you from playing.
Yeah, you're hurt. We're not going to jeopardize your future." Yeah. And if they did that, if they made that call, I would have a lot of respect for those guys that if they make to protect the kid from himself, because we all know the kid wants to. We all know Bo Bentley.
That is not up for debate.
If he wants to play, if he can walk, he's going to play. So we know he's going to try to go. But sometimes as a coach, especially as an adult, you have to make a decision for the good of the kid, even though the kid may not agree with it, and that
this
could happen.
Because like this is a guy who might have a Sunday future. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like,
he's special.
But I just think regardless of his status, let me remove that from it. I think regardless of his status, I think Stephenville's your favorite.
Yeah, I think if Bo plays, it's a 1-score game, and I think if he doesn't play, I think Stephenville wins by multiple scores.
It'll be a fun one.
Yeah,
be a fun crowd too.
It's gonna be
a big crowd.
Knight Stadium is a very, very nice stadium. It ain't the biggest stadium though. It holds about 8,000. They could probably squeeze 8,500, 9,000 in there. It's gonna be a packed house. Also, just for fans that are going to this game, the egress is not the best getting in and out of the stadium. 2-lane country roads right now, and it hasn't caught up with the roads, haven't caught up with the development.
Leave early.
Give yourself 30 minutes of extra time to get into the stadium because it gets backed up real easy.
We move 7 o'clock Friday night at McLean Stadium in Waco. It is
city planning tips from Matt Stepp.
It's a 4A Division I state semifinal. As the champions of Region 3, the Kilgore Bulldogs take on the champions of Region 4, the Lavernia Bears. It is another state semifinal rematch. And, buddy, a moment for Brian Null.
He's done a great job, man. He really has.
24-5 as a head coach.
He
24-5.
Back-to-back semifinals. I saw Lavernia last week, and that offensive line is as good, one of the better ones you'll see in 4A.
Let me tell you something. I flipped on the tape for Lavernia. They're a fun offense to watch. They're a true power spread.
Yeah, it's a lot of Cooper Null and Ty Carter.
Yep.
And just
zone read.
Yeah.
And it's like we're going to make you read it over and over and over and over and over.
You're going to get tired of trying to get through our big offensive line, and Null's a great athlete. Carter made a great touchdown catch in that game in double coverage. They ran for 237 yards and 3 touchdowns. They just kind of kept the ball away from that Davenport offense.
And they average nearly 300 yards per game on the ground. The Bears do. And they play complementary football because that offense keeps their defense fresh. Sean Garza leads that defense. They have been really, really good. If they're going to make it to their first ever state championship game, they will have to avenge a loss from last year, 38-13 in sloppy weather.
It was cold and windy and rainy. It was a gross game. Yeah, it was gross.
I mean, not that both those teams want to run the ball, but like still.
But yeah.
It's still gross.
Yeah.
They will have to avenge a semifinal loss to Kilgore. And that's going to be a tall task.
Kilgore's playing as well as anyone right now.
Let me tell you, folks. The Kilgore looks like a team on a mission.
So Peaster had allowed 17 points in 4 playoff games. Kilgore's allowed 17 points in 4 playoff games, and 3 in the last 3 weeks.
Cameron Christian, the Texas State signee up front. Jacalen Sheffield, the SFA defense. They are at every level. That defense is frightening.
And you got Keelan Graves, who kind of is a Swiss Army knife, who does a little bit of everything. And you got Kason Brooks, a 3-year starter at quarterback, as efficient as the day is long, just a leader of that offense. He does, if he's asked to throw for 280 yards, he'll throw for 280. Last week, he only threw for 100 yards. He was 11 of 14. He got a couple of big runs to keep the chains moving. They got behind Rayshawn Williams and Isaiah Waters, but I can't get over how Fort Bend Crawford is a
really good football team.
Alvin Mosley is a freak show at receiver. And they can run the ball, and they held them to 3 points.
They choked them out. Yeah. Okay, go back to last year. This is a 38-13 ball game, okay? And the difference in that one was the Kilgore defense. They held Lavernia to 225 total yards and less than 4 yards a carry.
Yeah.
Lavernia cannot win like that.
No.
If they are not averaging, I'm picking a number at random, but it's got to be 5 yards a carry for the game.
They're just not efficient enough in the passing game.
No. And if they could, so here's the thing: if Lavernia can run the ball, and that offensive line's been great, and we know how good Cooper Null and Ty Carter have been, if they can run the ball, it is game on. There is not a plan B.
No, it's a pretty narrow path for Lavernia.
I think it's a pretty narrow path. It wouldn't surprise me if this was closer, but I do think Kilgore is your clear favorite.
The thing is that I think Kilgore's defense is better than last year. So I think Kilgore as a team is better than last year, which is scary. So, yeah, I think I like Kilgore as well.
We move 7 o'clock Friday night. Would you look at that? At the Cotton Bowl.
I think this is
Dallas.
awesome. The Cotton Bowl is hosting a playoff game.
Like just a moment. Like my heart is very full. As a Texan, I think it's awesome that we have high stakes high school football at the Cotton Bowl in December. I think that rocks.
Mm-hmm.
I know there's people who complain and moan about going to Fair Park's a pain. Oh, going to I don't want to go.
Grass field,
blah blah blah. Buddy, it's the Cotton Bowl.
It's gonna be cool. It's
Cotton
a cool
Bowl
chance
is
those kids
cool.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
An experience.
Just
you
a
know?
great
Like a
experience.
state
I just
semifinal.
there's that. Okay. Soapbox down. It is the South Oak Cliff Golden Bears, the
Will
champions
they
of
have
Region 2.
corny? They won't have corny dogs there, will they? That would be cool.
State Fair. Is the South Oak Cliff Golden Bears taking on the Melissa Cardinals for a spot in the 5A Division II state championship game. So South Oak Cliff did that last week and became the first team in 212 games to shut out Port Neches Groves.
Just
First team since 2008.
to shut their water off.
Just be like, you're done. That's it for you. Jamarian Phillips, Marcel Gibson, like, dude. I know that was a wounded PNG team. I know.
Yes.
Save your emails. I know they were without their quarterback. And I do think that Connor Bailey would have made a difference in that ball.
Sure.
Because he's a great player. We've loved watching Connor Bailey.
Yeah.
And also, let's give the flowers to the South Oak Cliff defense because they were merciless.
Yeah. They were dominant. They completely dominant, controlled that. And they needed to because the offense, credit to P&G's defense, they held, they kept them in that was a 14-0 game going into the fourth quarter. And Sock really, for the first time probably since the Duncanville game, struggled running the football. They could not consistently move the chains running the football. And now they were able to throw the ball. That credit to South Oak Cliff. They found a weakness during, they said, look, we got to get better passing. They put an investment in 7-on-7. I do think it helped, and you can say what you want about 7-on-7. I think it did help Sock, and they were able to hit a couple of big pass plays to kind of unlock P&G a little bit and kind of pull away.
And then, by the way, as they got those pass gains going, those gains started turning in from 2-yard gains to 4-yard gains to 5-yard gains, and that running game started getting going.
Yep.
Right? And, as much as we talk about the offense, the defense, the death row defense is the name of the game for South Oak Cliff. And they're nasty.
They are.
Especially now that Jamarian Phillips is back and healthy.
Yeah, that's the other thing is South Oak Cliff had a lot. They had some guys out. Gibson was out a while early in the year. Phillips was out. They had some guys out. And
Phillips is a freak show at linebacker.
They figured it out.
Can Melissa find a way through? Okay. That's the real question. Brett Holloway. Boy, man, Melissa, you talked about it last week. We talked about it the game against Argyle. He missed the first half because the suspension was upheld.
Yes.
So he was, or the ejection was upheld, I should say. So he was suspended for the first half of the game. Give Melissa a ton of credit for hanging in through the first 24.
When I saw that, it was 13-6 at halftime. And I think I quote tweeted the score. I said, it's great for Melissa. One score game. First off, credit to their defense for holding Argyle to 13 points and a half is a chore in and of itself. Their backup quarterback didn't wow you, but he was 5 of 5 passing and he threw a touchdown pass.
All you need.
Kept them in the game.
Yeah.
Kid did his job.
He did.
And then Holloway comes in, they get a spark. Then they hold Argyle to 6 in the second half.
Yeah.
And they get 2 touchdowns, and then they, Argyle tough to missing that field goal at the end of the game. Chip shot field goal, but that's playoffs. That's what happens. So you got to give Melissa a lot of credit. I think Melissa, they played Sock in 2022 and 2023. Okay. Both games Sock won, but Melissa was in it the whole time. They were able to hold up physically against Sock. Now Sock was just better. Melissa wasn't real explosive those years. Sock was able to kind of pull away. This Melissa team's a little more explosive, a little more athletic, but I think they can still hold up in the trenches. I think this is a good matchup.
I think it is too.
I don't think Sock is going to bully and overwhelm Melissa. I think Sock is the better football team. I think they're a little bit better on the offensive line, a little bit better on the defensive line. They're a little bit better at the skill spots. Melissa might have the edge at quarterback just because of experience, but I think at most positions I give the edge to Sock. And I think Sock's just a better football team.
I think that I think South Oak Cliff is going to make sure that Brett Holloway doesn't beat them.
Yeah, I mean, Kyle Ward, the defensive coordinator, they're gonna employ the Belichick theory, right? They're gonna say, okay, what do you like to do? Well, we're gonna take that away.
Yes.
You know, even last year in the state championship game, Landon Williams-Callis, they took Landon Williams-Callis. Now, Randall, credit to them, they did other things to beat Sock. They're gonna say we're not gonna let Brett Holloway beat us if Brett with his legs especially.
Yes, that's when he's most dangerous.
If they're gonna beat us, it's gonna be with his arm or Bear Tabor's gonna have to have a big game. He's only a sophomore. He's talented. Maybe he has his coming out party this week. We'll see. I just think Sock's just a little bit better at all these. I think they win a competitive game. I could see this being, 31-14.
I think the Golden Bears defense is the difference here.
They kind of score a late touchdown to kind of put it away.
I think the South Oak Cliff defense is going to be able to make plays consistently against this Melissa offense, and that's going to be the big difference in this one. So it's a fun game at the Cotton Bowl, and that rocks. That is a place that has hosted big-time bowl games. 7 o'clock Friday night at the Alamo Dome in San Antonio.
Oh, yeah.
Let's transition. Thank you.
Love it.
Thank you. It is the 5A Division II state semifinal between the champions of Region 3, the defending state champs, the Richmond Randall Lions, taking on the champions of Region 4, the Bernie Greyhounds. It is another rematch of a state semifinal. And say, Matt, do you like big plays?
I do. I love big plays.
Do you like home runs?
Who doesn't like it? Chicks dig the long ball.
Then do I have the game for you on a fast track indoors in San Antonio. Let's have ourselves a track meet.
Let's do it.
Because these are two home run hitting offenses. Bernie loses their coach and their quarterback in like June.
Yeah. In one fell swoop.
And
the quarterback lives with the coach.
Here they are.
Kid.
Yeah. Here they are in a state semifinal after a crazy win over Alamo Heights.
Here's the crazy thing about this game, because Grant Sweeney for Bernie's quarterback had an awesome game. What are they growing down in Bernie that Grant Sweeney was going to be the backup quarterback this year?
Dude.
That's crazy.
He is that dude. He is so good.
Yeah, he had an unbelievable football game.
Do you know he's a 4,000, 1,000 guy? He's thrown for 4,000 yards. Okay. He's run for 1,000.
And like I said, he was slated to be the backup quarterback this year because Hudson Hendricks was going to be the quarterback.
Weapons everywhere. Zachary Frazier, who was the guy who had the game-winning touchdown catch. Eric Nicholas. They got another one whose name I don't recall right now. They're loaded offensively. Yeah. They are flying around. And like you heard it, I think it was the Alamo Heights commentators on the NFHS broadcast, because like they scored to go ahead and there was like a minute 40 left and they go, here comes the Bernie offense.
We got to get a stop. Nope.
Well, let's talk about Randall. The defending state champs just continued their mastery of Iowa Colony.
Let me tell you, Iowa Colony is going to send Randall off to 5A Division I with a thank you card and a get the hell out of our faces.
Yeah.
Just get away from us, please.
Just unbelievable. Their offense right now, I think that offense is bordering on unstoppable right now. Because if Tyler Skrbonic's going to do that every week,
304 yards passing,
you know what you're getting from Landon Williams-Callis. Like, you know what you're getting.
It's a nice, cool 5 touchdowns.
Right. If Skrbonic's going to throw like that,
yeah,
you are screwed. Okay.
One negative: Skrbonik threw a couple of interceptions. One with a pick 6. They got away with it last week. They might get away with it this week. Because I spoiler alert, they're big favorites over Bernie.
I would agree.
They won't get away with it in the state championship game.
Let me tell you something.
Skrbonik's got to be a little more careful with the football.
I think both. Try this on for size. I think both defenses do enough. That is what I could say about it. Now, I think one of these defenses is better than the other, but I think both these defenses would be categorized as they do enough on a team that scores like they do, right? This Randall defense is, and we maybe talk about them next week because I agree. I think Randall wins this game. This Randall defense is not as good as it was last year. I think that's clear from the numbers. I think it's clear from the eyeball test. They are not as good as they were last year.
Correct.
And so I think this game could be pointsy. And this game could really get up and down. But The difference last year and the difference this year, brother, I think Randall's just a lot faster than Bernie.
Yeah.
I think Randall's just a lot faster, team speed-wise.
Yeah. The game is in the Alamo Dome.
Yes.
It's advantage Bernie. Last time Bernie played a state semifinal at the Alamo Dome, they played a team that was a lot faster than them, and Bernie smothered them. That was when they played Chapel Hill. Randall a little different than Chapel Hill, though. It's a level up for sure. I think it would be a monumental upset if Bernie won this football game. I do think because it's in San Antonio, it'll be a little bit closer, but I still think Randall wins comfortably.
For what it's worth, the computer has Randall as a 13-point favorite.
Yeah, that's a big spread in this.
That's a big spread.
Round of playoffs.
Melissa South Oak Cliff is a pick 'em.
Yeah, I'm not. I don't argue with ones and zeros, but I would go South. Yeah.
We move 7 o'clock Friday night at Vernon Newsom Stadium in Mansfield. It is
of two great semifinal games.
Is a 5A Division I state semifinal. As the unbeaten champions of Region 1, stop me if you've heard this before, the Aledo Bearcats.
No, what really?
Take on the undefeated champions of Region 2, the Frisco Lone Star Rangers. And, okay. I think both of these teams could rightly feel like they're the favorite to win the 5A Division I state championship.
I'll say it right now. The winner of this game is winning the state championship.
Okay. And I think both of these teams are coming off of their best performance of the year.
Agree.
We'll start with Aledo. That was the Aledo we were promised.
That was, yeah.
That against Denton Ryan.
Yeah.
Thorough.
Yeah.
No notes,
Brutally
buddy.
efficient. Just beat the tar out of Denton Ryan.
Lincoln Tubbs, their quarterback, they found it out. They figured it out. Because Lincoln Tubbs was awesome. Caden Winkfield, their running back, ran for like 160.
He had a big game. I love how Lincoln Tubbs is more of a runner.
Yeah.
And I love what Aledo did. Aledo a couple of times just went empty and sent all 5 receivers on verticals, and then just Lincoln Tubbs is right behind him.
Dude, that is such a Madden thing to do.
Yeah. But it works.
It works.
It works.
It works when your offensive line's that good.
Yes.
Right? That's the thing. Yeah. It works when your offensive line's that good. And then, by the way, their defense, Chase Wilburn and company, just
front
like
seven is
put them in the
just
sleeper holes.
Just ridiculous.
They're so good. They suffocated Ryan. They are one of 2 teams still alive in UIL 11 man to not allow 100 points on the season so far. Can you name the other?
Shiner?
Wall. Meanwhile, Lone Star went effing nuclear.
Trey Wright, man. Goodness.
I was keeping up with this game because Mallory was there. Mallory.
Yeah, I was following Mal Powell.
Following along.
Twitter.
And every time she
hell of
was
a
just
job.
like, look at this crazy play from Trey Wright. Here's a great play from Trey Wright. And I'm just like, man, seems like Trey Wright's having a nice game. And then I looked at the box score, and he had 653 yards of offense.
Hello. That's a lot.
That team rang up 738. But certainly, Matthew, they did it on some real bottom feeder program, some team that's never won anything, a team that doesn't that didn't belong on the same field as them, right? No,
they did it to Highland Park. Highland Park.
Yeah.
The winningest program in Texas high school football history.
Guys, that doesn't happen to Highland Park.
No. They don't. Highland Park loses is usually by one score. They don't lose by 20 very often.
They do not get their hides tanned.
Yeah, they got drilled.
Which is what happened.
Highland Park had no answers last week, and that is not something we see. They had no answers, and I think it's their first ever loss in the Star.
It is.
The Star.
And by the way, Lone Star still has Carice Hoyt. They still have Davian Gross. Yeah. They still have Zach Forbish. They are loaded offensively.
Jordan Deck on defense. Chris Knowles.
Crazy. Yeah. Can the Lone Star defense come up with big plays? I think they got to have splash plays in this game. They got to have turnovers.
Get the offense a short field. You don't want to have to drive the field consistently against Aledo's defense. You need to have some short fields.
There is also a universe, and I think it's a very realistic universe, in which Aledo's big offensive line leans on them and leans on them and leans on them and allows the Bearcats defense to choke them out.
Yeah.
And I think that's what's most likely here. It is hard to pick against Toledo in December.
Yeah, it's tough to pick. Yeah, it doesn't happen very often.
Boy,
I do think Lone Star is a tough matchup because they are so proficient on offense, and if they can drag, I think it's going to be a matter of which team dictates pace here. I think if Lone Star can drag Aledo into one of those kind of shootouts, I don't think Aledo has the firepower. But I think if Aledo drags Lone Star into the deep water and says, "Hey, let's play a 28-10 game," I don't think Lone Star wants to do that. So
may I shock you? Maybe.
Sure.
Computer's got Aledo as a 15-point favorite.
That's crazy. Aledo's a bigger favorite over Lone Star than. Yeah.
Aledo has not lost a semifinal since 2015.
Mansfield Lakeridge?
When they got Jet Duffy.
Yeah, Mansfield Lakeridge.
In Mansfield. They're playing in Mansfield, so maybe something.
Vibes,
but I like Aledo.
I do too.
I like Aledo. Final game on Friday, 7 o'clock Friday night at Legacy Stadium in Katy.
Told you, a couple of good games in Katy.
It is a 5A Division I state semifinal. It is San Antonio versus the 409 as the defending state champions of Region 4, the Smithson Valley Rangers, take on the undefeated 14-0 Port Arthur Memorial Titans out of the 409, who you saw last week.
Yeah, and let me tell you, they are going to show up Friday night. It is going to be a big crowd in Katy on Friday.
Because Smithson Valley will show up too. I think this will be a really fun atmosphere.
It will be. It should be. I hope it's a packed house. Port Arthur they are so fast. Amonte Martin, Kevin Roberts, Alex Eugene, that offense can go. And Martin, it's funny talking to Coach Brian Morgan after the game, because things got sideways there. Barbers Hill took the lead, and they just said, "Take us home, Amonte Martin." He was like,
cool.
He's like, "I ain't the smartest guy in the world." He's like, "I know to put the ball in my best player's hands," and that's what they did. And Monty Martin made the plays late.
Built the plane.
They finally got a defensive stop. They got a pick six that really flipped the game. And the talent's there. This is a senior class that's been together at Port Arthur for a while. They've got 5 Power 5 players on the team. They've got a lot of juice. The question is, I think in this moment, they're going up against a team that has a ton more playoff pedigree on the field and in the coaching staff.
So, Smithson Valley, I think one thing I love about this game is I don't know if there's a bigger program style clash than you're going to see in this one. Because Port Arthur Memorial, credit to Brian Morgan, like they are a really fun team to watch. They are disciplined, but when they get on the field, they let it rip. Like they are a little crazy. We're going to fly around. We're going to let our guys be our guys.
Yeah.
We're going to make, if we make mistakes, we're going to make them 100 miles an hour.
Yeah, I agree.
Smithson Valley is about as methodical, as about no nonsense.
They're cold and calculated.
As they are as like a James Bond villain.
Yeah.
Just like, just sitting across from you, like, okay, that's interesting. Why don't you just do what you want to do, and then we'll take care of our business.
And we'll
Thank you
hold
very
you to
much.
41 yards rushing for the night.
Very much.
That's what they did to New Braunfels last
So
week.
I think that's the platonic ideal of a Larry Hill coach ball game. 24-0 over New Braunfels.
Yeah.
I think he's going to frame that game.
Yeah.
I think if you ask Larry Hill,
in that notebook that he has.
I think if you ask Larry Hill, he's going to put he might even go so far as to put a little star next to that one.
Good job, guys.
That was a nice one.
41 yards rushing on 23 carries.
They are going to run the ball with Gunnar Sjoquist. They're going to run play action with Ty Knutson, and they are going to absolutely strangle you with their defense led by the SMU signee Hudson
and they'll
Woods.
throw a field goal or two in just for fun. Because
Just for fun.
They got the best kicker in the state in Trina Maya.
But they are not going to mess around. They are going to do what they do.
Yeah.
And let me tell you something about Smithson Valley's superpower when they're going good is that they will drag you into the deep water.
Yeah.
And they will say, you are playing our game.
We're going to keep this game in the 20s.
You are going to play our game. And if you can beat us 24-21, then we'll tip our cap to you and we'll go on our way. But guess what? You probably can't because we're really good at this game.
Yes. Yeah.
And that is, I think, the ball game here. And that's why I think Smithson Valley is your favorite.
I think so too. I think I think Port Arthur. Now, if I look up and I see this score in the 20s in the second quarter, I'm going to be like, okay, Port Arthur Memorial's got something here, and they've flipped Smithson Valley into their game. But yeah, I don't think Port Arthur Memorial. They had a lot of penalties last week. They made a lot of mistakes. They can't do that this week.
No,
they got to play a clean football game, and they've got to find a way. To beat Port Arthur Memorial, you have to be sound on defense, and you have to be great tacklers in space. Smithson Valley's both.
Yes, that's it. So I like Smithson Valley.
I do too. They've been here before. Their coaching staff. Larry Hill has been coached in these games. He's coached in a ton of semifinals.
I think Hudson Woods might be playing like his 18th or 17th playoff game.
Yeah.
Okay? Like, these guys, they're experienced. I think Memorial can do it. I don't think, like, it's hopeless. I don't want to give that.
I think Smithson Valley is the favorite.
But I think Smithson Valley is the favorite. The Computadora has Port Arthur Memorial by 1.
All right.
Maybe the computer knows something.
Maybe they do.
That closes up Friday. After that, we will have punched 16 tickets to 18 Stadium, plus the 4 in the state champion, the 6-man race.
We get to get back in our football beds.
Get my little football lovey.
Yeah, my onesie.
Just give him a hug.
Can I have a trap door just in case things go really sideways at night?
We'll be up here working all day Saturday on our state championship preview while we are watching 2 o'clock Saturday at Vernon Newsom Stadium in Mansfield.
Another great game at Newsom Stadium.
It is a 6A Division II state semifinal between the champions of Region 1, the 14-0 wire-to-wire number 1 South Lake Carroll Dragons, and the champions of Region 2, as predicted by me. I have to say that because I got all my other predictions wrong, but I did get that one. The DeSoto Eagles. And ball knowers understand the gravity when these two teams play.
Mm-hmm.
This is the 7th meeting since 2012 in the playoffs.
It's a great playoff rivalry.
They are 3-3.
Yeah.
Okay? These two teams had very different regional final experiences. Very different.
Yes.
Both ended up here, but very different. South Lake Carroll, a little slow out of the blocks against Geyer.
Yeah, Geyer blocked the punt early and scored, and then they hit a big running play. But I mean, after it was 13-7, it was
over.
South Lake domination.
Yeah, Angelo Renda was great. Davis Penn went for 161 and a score.
They unleashed Davis Penn. They've been kind of holding him back all year, and they unleashed Davis Penn last week.
He was unleashed, and he went nuts. The defense was exceptional, especially in the front 7, just smothering Denton Geyer. It was kind of ho-hum for Carroll.
51-19 final.
51-19. There was nothing ho-hum about DeSoto beating Willis.
That was among the
It's one of the more wild-ass football games of all time.
It was among the more chaotic football games I've ever seen. Listen, I'm going to be straight with everybody here. DeSoto and Willis don't like each other.
They do not. They have a history.
A history and a history of not liking each other. They don't like each other, and we've seen it in 7-on-7. We've seen it in real football the last 3 years. It gets chippy, it gets nasty, and at times it gets over the line. Like that was not a beautiful football game to watch Saturday. It was a 4.5-hour slog with 35 enforced penalties.
355 penalty yards in this game.
Yeah.
355. Guy, that is just like...
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
And that's enforced penalties. There was a number of
there were probably
offsetting penalties.
If everything had been counted, there's well over 400 yards of penalties in that game.
Oh, my goodness.
It was ugly. And I think Claude Mathis would be the first to tell you that's not what he wants to see. I guarantee you he was not happy with that. Now,
They won,
and he's happy with that, and he's really happy with Sherrod Baker. Because Sherrod Baker...
I think he's the most dangerous man in Texas high school football right now. He's unbelievable.
You know, it's one of those things where it's like, and he took that personally.
Yeah.
We talk about Jermaine Bishop and how great he was, and Jermaine Bishop is great. And Jermaine Bishop had a really good game.
He did.
In his final high school game, he had 10 for 165 and 2 touchdowns. He had 40 yards rushing and a touchdown.
Threw a touchdown pass?
Yeah, he had a great game.
Yeah.
Well, he had a really good game. Sherrod Baker had a legendary game. 7 touchdowns. I think he ran for 380 yards.
Yeah.
DeSoto just built the whole plane out of Sherrod Baker last week, and it worked. They ran up and down the field on Willis. Willis cut it to 6 at one point, 40-34, and then Baker just took over again. And And I think I'll say this about DeSoto. We kind of talked. We said be fair here, right? We talked about the penalties and how ugly that was, and I guarantee you, Claude Mathis would be the first to agree. Was not you can't have 22 penalties and expect to win a lot of playoff games. This is Claude Mathis's best coaching job he's ever done at DeSoto.
100% agree.
Because this is probably top to bottom their least talented team they've had. They don't have all of the GoDaddies. DeSoto usually has 7, 8, 9, 10 Division I guys. They've really got 2 or 3 guys that they really lean on. So what they've done is they've reinvented themselves and just leaned all the way into those guys. They're using guys. Booby Feaster's playing defense at times.
He was matched up against
and I expect him to be matched up against Brock Boyd this week. So they've adjusted on the fly, and they've done a great job. And I think you have to give Coach Mathis and his coaching staff a lot of credit, because I think this has been a really masterful coaching job.
I think both offenses are hitting on all cylinders right now. It all comes a little bit easier to South Lake Carroll right now. It all comes a little bit easier, especially offensively. You know what I mean? Like, and then on the defensive side too. I mean, Willis had nearly 500 yards total offense last week.
101 points, 1,057 yards of offense, and then 35 enforced penalties. It was as chaotic a football game as you'll see.
Which defense makes plays? And I think that I trust the South Lake Carroll defense to make plays. They've been wire to wire number one. Now, I think Carroll's offensive diversity is maybe the difference.
I think DeSoto is it's Sherrod Baker or bust.
Yes.
Carroll, if you stop Boyd, Knowles, Renda, Davis Penn, they got Brooks Biggers. They've got a lot of other weapons. It's really Sherrod Baker or bust. And I think if you go back at the games DeSoto has lost, the teams that have beaten DeSoto, I'm throwing the Creekside, Georgia game out because DeSoto hadn't really figured things out yet, and they went out to Georgia and just got ambushed. And by the way, Creekside, Georgia has done that to everyone this year they've played in Georgia too. So they're clearly
pretty good.
Really, really good. But look at the North Crowley game. Look at the Duncanville game. Baker was relatively controlled. Baker still had a good game, but he didn't
go nuts.
DeSoto's path is Baker's got to go nuts. I think South Lake Carroll will tackle well enough to contain Baker. I don't think they're going to stop Baker, but I think they're going to get a couple of stops. I don't see DeSoto's defense being able to get stops against Carroll.
One more thing before we move on. Is there a more dangerous team in Texas high school football as an underdog than DeSoto?
No, because I guarantee you, everything we're saying, Claude Mathis is going to play that for his team, and they live in that. They thrive in being counted out.
They do.
They enjoy it.
So that is a real X factor in this game. I like Carroll, but DeSoto's got the guy.
Yeah,
they got the guy, and he's the most dangerous player in Texas right now. It'll be a lot of fun. We move to 3 o'clock. 3 o'clock Saturday afternoon at Mesquite Memorial Stadium. It is a 6A Division I state semifinal between the 11-1 champions of Region 2, the Duncanville Panthers.
It's weird seeing 11-1 in the semifinals, but
against the 14-0 champions of Region 1. Folks, we've been trying to tell you that Allen is back.
Yeah.
And Allen is officially back. And now, can I tell you? Can I give you some poetry?
Sure.
Okay.
A poem from Greg Tepper.
Flash it back to 2018 at AT&T Stadium in Arlington.
I was there.
And Duncanville takes down Allen and functionally ends the Allen golden age.
Yes.
In DFW. From 2012 through 2017.
Yeah, from Kyler Murray's sophomore year
through 2017. That's the Allen golden age.
Agree.
Okay? Duncanville takes the crown and puts it on their head and say, I am the king now of DFW in 6A. Yeah. Flash it forward to 2025.
I see where you're going with this.
Allen, retrenched, revitalized, rebuilt, is coming for the crown.
Yeah.
And an opportunity to do the exact same thing.
Yes.
And to say the Duncanville era is over. This is the new Allen era.
Yeah.
there is a lot on the line in this game.
Yeah. This is a legacy game.
Yes.
I mean, for like you said, Duncanville, this is Allen. Allen's coming for the crown here. Because if they get it, they may have it for a few years because Allen's got that young quarterback waiting in the wings who is as good as everybody says he is. We could have an Allen little mini run here if things get going. So, and listen, Reginald Samples, not breaking any news here. He's closer to retirement than he is to the beginning of his career.
Correct.
Like he's been around for a long time.
It's been every year for the past couple of years.
There's been those rumblings.
We've asked the question, like, is this the year he's going to retire?
So if that happens, what happens? So yeah, this is a legacy game, I think, for both these programs.
For Duncanville, they avenged their only loss of the year last week with a win over Waxahachie.
It got dicey late though.
Late.
Again, both games. So when Duncanville played Waxahachie in the regular season, they led 27-9 in the second half, and Waxahachie came all the way back and beat them. They led 35-13 in this third quarter in this game. Waxahachie was down 8 with the football, with a chance to tie it up. Like they let Wax. So that has kind of been an issue with Duncanville's closing games out, and I think it's because they don't run the football very well.
I will say this about them: they have, at the very least, cracked the code on what they want to do, which is we are going to get the ball to Trent Yancey and Ace and Theus by any means necessary.
Put them at Wildcat.
We will snap it to him. We'll hand it to him. We'll throw it to him. We'll do whatever.
They've manufactured a running game, which is good at times, but then it's hard to do that and close a football game down.
And then they are just going to lean on that defense with KJ Ford.
They've held Waxahachie to 43 yards rushing last week.
That's crazy.
Yeah, really impressive.
Allen dethroned the state champs in North Crowley last week in a game that I don't want to phrase this. I have been unsure about Jeremiah Dowd, the quarterback for Allen. I'm pretty sure now. That was his best game of the year.
Played, and Ray Gates called me Saturday, just thank me for my coverage and just kind of talked a little bit. Gates will call me usually every Saturday, kind of debrief, tell me back, kind of give me some ideas on what happened. And he said he goes Allen's quarterback. He played a great game. Yeah. Now he could have been better. Here's the crazy part: Allen beat North Crowley by 12, and they were -3 in the turnover margin.
Yeah.
That just shows you how thorough. This game came down to North Crowley could not block Allen's defensive front. Allen made their life miserable, and that was the difference in the football game, in my opinion.
The defense, Kai Wheaton on the outside at the cornerback spot, and then Japre Wafer, the linebacker spot. I mean, they are...
Allen's got a really good back seven. That matchup between Duncanville's receivers and the Allen secondary, LeBron Bauer. I love LeBron Bauer. He plays corner with an edge, but he if he gets beat, he comes right back. He's got a short memory. He's a player that I like.
Two money matchups here. Duncanville's weapons broadly against the Allen back end, and the Allen offensive line, which has been pretty good.
It's not a vintage Allen offensive line.
It's not the Greg Little offensive line.
No.
It's a good offensive line against an elite Duncanville front.
Yes, the two ends get a lot of talk. That D tackle that Duncanville has is a problem in the middle. This is a really good dunk. And so if Allen only runs for 43 yards, they're not winning this football game. They have got to run the football at least semi-effective. Because if you put the entire game on Jeremiah Dowd, I don't think you can beat Duncanville. I think, though, Allen will manufacture. I like Allen in this game.
I like Allen, too.
I think they're a little more complete. I think Duncanville is a little bit of a flawed football team, and I think their coaching staff's done a really good job of kind of
papering over some of the issues.
And that's something that North Crowley did a lot this year. North Crowley papered over a lot of their deficiencies this year and got to the regional final, and they got exposed by Allen. I wonder if we're going to see the same thing this week.
I like Allen.
Yeah.
I like Allen. I think they take back the crown. Fun game. Another fun game. 3 o'clock Saturday at Thorne Stadium in Houston. Aldine ISD, but it's Thorne in Houston.
Yeah, great stadium.
As the champions of Region 3 for the 8th consecutive year, the Galena Park North Shore Mustangs, taking on the champions of Region 4. Good for them, snapping a 3-year drought of making the semifinals. The Lake Travis Cavaliers. That's their longest drought since 2006.
That's crazy.
That's a real stat.
That's crazy.
They have not gone more than 3 years without making a state semifinal since 2006. And the Lake Travis Cavaliers. And a year ago, we were sitting at this desk, and we were talking about North Shore facing an Austin team with an elite defense in a state semifinal, and we were like, they'll figure it out.
Yeah.
They'll figure it out. And North Shore got smothered.
Yes, Westlake put a beat down on them.
Cooked them.
Yeah.
Cooked them like in a fine little
Yeah.
au jus.
Yeah.
Lots changed since then, most notably the Austin team.
Yes, it's a different Austin team.
Because here's Lake Travis, and this team is built different. Like, this is not your grandpa's Lake Travis team.
No. This is the Lake Travis team that's defense first and is kind of...
Do what they'll get it done.
They're offensively, they're...
Do you know what it is? They actually comp pretty well to that Westlake team. Like,
Yeah.
I think that Westlake offense was a little bit better with Reese Wise, but they comp pretty closely. But I'll say this, dude, that defensive front is gnarly.
They've got two cyborgs at defensive
Yes.
end. Carter Buck and the TCU commit, who also caught a touchdown pass last week. And then Ben Duncombe, the Kentucky commit. Both of them are about 6'6", 240, 250.
Built in a freaking lab.
They're just cyborgs. They are ridiculous. And they are hard to block. And they pitched a shutout. San Antonio Johnson got on Lake Travis early.
All right. You know what? There was a moment there when I'm like, am I going to be right?
It was 13. They had a 13-0 lead and the football.
Yeah.
And then they got it. Lake Travis got an interception. They settled down. The big moment in this game was late first half. Lake Travis is up 20-19. Johnson has the ball 4th and 2 on the Lake Travis 14. They don't kick a field goal. They go for it. Lake Travis gets a stop. The very first play, Van Hopping breaks a 75-yard run into the red zone, and then Carter Buck scores a touchdown 2 plays later. And then there's no scoring in the second half.
No.
Lake Travis beats Johnson 27-19, and there are 0 points in the second half. Here's the concerning thing, though, for me. Lake Travis only had 2 first downs the entire second half. That's not a lockdown Johnson
defense. It's a good Johnson defense, not a great Johnson defense.
I think that this shows you kind of where Lake Travis is offensively. This is not an explosive offense.
No, it's not. They're very reliant on Van Hopping doing what he did, which is breaking a big run.
Yeah.
And like breaking a tackle and breaking a big run. They are the number 3 scoring defense in all of 6A. What happens when they collide with North Shore? Caleb Maryland.
He's been unbelievable. That play he made it was on the play of the week. What an unbelievable football play. He's so good.
I am sometimes just at a loss for words that like it is important to remember he is doing this against 6A competition. He did that against Dickinson, who was a team that we thought could win a state championship.
Yeah, they're 13-0.
Okay.
Wow. A note on Dickinson, even though they lost, that crowd at U of A, unbelievable. Wow, that was great.
Jalen Bocard on the outside, Hezekiah Jones running the ball. And the
Dorian
defense,
Barnes.
the defense is not as star-studded as it has been in the past years, but
they just got a bunch of dogs.
They are fast, and they play. You know what it is? Like, and I know this is like, they're going to clip this and use this. They just play with that East Side mentality, man.
Yeah.
That like they have built in that Black Penny like mentality of like, we're going to come out here, we are here to work, and we are here to knock your block off.
Yeah.
And that is to me the difference. There's 2 things. One, the North Shore offensive line has been good. It's not a vintage offensive line. Mm-hmm. I'll compare it to like the Allen offensive line, like we were talking about.
Yeah.
They've had better offensive lines.
Yes.
Can they protect Maryland against those cyborgs?
Yeah. And can Maryland make a play or 2 off script?
Correct. Off script, off platform, and make a couple like he did against Dickinson.
Yes.
Can continue to do that. Mm-hmm. And what can Lake Travis do offensively?
Yeah.
Like that's the question.
There's been a common thread in some of the North Shore losses recently, especially under Willie Gaston. When they lose, they panic and abandon their running game. Mm-hmm. They panicked last year against Westlake.
Mm-hmm. They did. They tried to put everything on Caleb Bailey.
And then they were going for it on 4th down. Like, don't panic here. Like, if Lake Travis gets up early, like, that's fine. Like, it's early. Like, don't panic. Mm-hmm. when North Shore stays the course, good things happen. So
They wear down
Gaston,
opponents.
As a play caller, stay the course. Don't panic. Don't get into this pass happy thing. Like, stick to the running game, panic. I think North Shore's better than Lake Travis. They're a more complete football
I think
team.
they're a more complete football team.
Lake Travis has the best single unit in the game, that defensive line. But I think North Shore, top to bottom, is a better football team than Lake Travis. The game is in Houston. It's going to be a huge crowd. On the whole east side's coming out for this one, I guarantee you. It'll be a huge crowd. If North Shore doesn't panic, stays the course, even if Lake Travis gets an early lead, they stay the course, they should win this football game. But if they panic and they get one-dimensional and Buck and Duncombe get going,
Path is there for Lake Travis.
long night.
Path is
Long
there for
afternoon.
Lake Travis.
So I like North Shore.
I do
but
too. But the path is there,
The
and
Lake Travis defense will keep them in this.
I'm getting flashbacks to last year of that Westlake game.
Yeah. Has North Shore learned a lesson from that game? That's going to be a narrative we see from this football game.
Absolutely. One more, if you don't mind. Can we do one more?
I got one
Yeah,
more.
one more. Got one more.
You got one more in you?
Yes.
6 o'clock Saturday at McLean Stadium in Waco. Drew Sanders, 2 years in a row. You're playing a night game on Saturday. I got work to do. I love you, Coach. 6 o'clock Saturday night.
It's supposed to be a doubleheader. I'm mad. I thought I was getting a doubleheader at Baylor. I saw 6 o'clock. I'm like, oh, hell yeah, there's going to be a 1 o'clock game.
Saturday, 6 o'clock at McLean Stadium in Waco. It is a 6A Division II state semifinal between the champions of Region 4, the defending state champs, the Vandergrift Vipers, and the champions of Region 3 into a semifinal for the first time in their program history, the C.E. King Panthers. And another Houston versus Austin clash, and final game of the weekend. And what can you say about Vandergrift at this point? This
Just the playoffs.
it's like Joaquin.
Playoff Vandy.
Playoff
Hashtag
Vandy.
Playoff Vandy.
Hashtag playoff Vandy. It's a thing. They avenge a lopsided week 1 loss to Dripping Springs. Miles Tedecki, I know, has been banged up. Let me tell you something, folks.
He's a gamer, man.
He ain't hurt anymore, and if he is, he ain't showing it.
He is a Kansas State quarterback.
Boy, he is.
He
Colin
is a
Klein is
Kansas-
going to love this dude.
Yeah, he's a Kansas State quarterback.
He is dealing. Justin Moore and Sam Brown churning in the run game. And we talk about Drew Sanders, the head coach, but Drew Sanders, the defensive play caller.
Dialing it up, man. They did a great job against Drip.
Parker Brown leading the way. Parker Davis leading the way.
This is
They're
a
making
defense
plays.
that their best returning player transferred this offseason. CJ Mooring went. His dad got a job at Sam Houston on staff, so he went to Conroe. Conroe, yeah. And they had some growing pains early, but they figured it out. They forced 3 turnovers against Drip, and they just that Dripping Springs offense was unbelievable. They held them to 20.
Yeah.
It was a virtuoso performance, and I was like super impressed with Vandergrift. Like that is playoff Vandergrift.
That is a vintage Vandergrift win. Oh. So what happens when they play, and try this on for size, the fastest team in Texas?
Interesting, because C King plays at a different speed.
They are all
Supercharged.
gas, no brakes.
But you know what? To their credit, they kind of won a similar game last week. Like Summer Creek did a really good job. Like that 20. If you'd have told me last week on Thursday, hey, C King Summer Creek is going to be 24-21, I would have taken Summer Creek 99 times out of 100. That's a Summer Creek win right there. I didn't expect C King to win that kind of game, and they did. Shows me a lot, especially from their defense, because Summer Creek's offense is really, really good. That's, in my opinion, the best game that C King's defense has played all year.
They played great.
Yeah.
They played great. Deion Sims, the Rice signee, a dog at the running back spot. Dylan Mitchell, who finished 4th in the 100 as a freshman last year.
It's ridiculously fast.
He is a do-it-all athlete. Timothy Potts is a dealer, just dealing it out. They got dudes everywhere. They will be faster than Vandergrift because I think they are faster than everyone. Okay?
In my opinion, they're the fastest team in the state.
Yes.
Yeah.
Can Vandergrift's defense mitigate the speed? The other thing, we talked about this with Corey Laxon when we had him on TFT last week. C.E. King What they want to do is bury you in 5 minutes, and they want you to tap out in 5 minutes. Okay? They want a first-round knockout, and they're good at it. They are good at this wave in the open, in the first quarter. Can Vandegrift withstand that early surge? Because if they can make this a 4-quarter game, CE King's gettable.
Well, Vandegrift lives in these kind of football games. They live in these margins, and they live in these kind of close. They find ways to kind of win these close games. CE King wants to amp it up, get it going.
They want to get this game in the 30s, 40s, 50s. They don't go
a lot
as
of
high as you want.
possessions, a lot
high as you want.
They want to touch the ball as many times. They want to put the ball in the offense's hand as many times as they can.
So I have picked against Vandegrift in the last 2 semifinals.
Are you going to do it too? Because I'm picking Vandegrift. You're doing it too, aren't you?
I'm taking CE King.
Okay.
I'm gonna fall for it again.
All right.
I'm just falling for it again.
I told Drew Sanders he wasn't fooling me again.
Okay. I'm getting fooled again.
And I think it's because, first off, Vandegrift's 2-0 in state semifinals against Houston teams.
There.
They beat Katy in 2022.
Yep, 23.
23, and then they beat 22.
No, 23. They've been to 2 straight state championship games.
No, they lost to West. They lost to Lake Travis.
Oh, you're right. I'm sorry. You're right. 22. You're
22.
right.
And
my
then
face.
last year, 22 and 24. They beat Katy in 22. They beat Summer Creek in 24.
Yes, they did.
They fare well against Houston teams, and I think the playoff pedigree. This is CE King's first time in this moment. They're playing at Baylor. This is CE King's also road trip. This is CE King's first out of town trip. They've played all their games in Greater Houston. They have to go to Waco. Vandegrift's gone to San Antonio multiple times, traveling. They went to 8. They won at state last year. It's not a big deal for them. That's interesting. That's a variable in Vandegrift's favor here. So I'm going with the playoff pedigree. I think Drew Sanders, the Wizard, comes up with another performance, and they win in kind of a 27-24 kind of game.
I think you're exactly right. And also, I'm taking CE King. I'm just going to fall for it again. All right. I'm just going to fall for it again. And when
Vandegrift's my upset pick, basically.
And that's it. Will be an upset. The computer has CE King. Boop, 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 boop. He said to himself.
Let's say 7.
Let's say CE King by 19.
Holy crap! Wow. Okay. Vandegrift would be a significant upset.
Computer has Vandegrift ranked as the 24th team in the state.
Okay.
But I think Vandegrift can do it. I think CE King's speed is too much. But Vandegrift has made a habit of making me look very foolish. They're very good at it. Other than that, I don't have a ton. I don't have a ton. VNA, what'd you write down?
Y'all kept it pretty good this time.
Over the course of the last 6 hours?
So you want another runtime, total runtime right now?
Oh, no.
2:10, 2 hours and 10 minutes.
God in heaven, I apologize.
We're sorry.
I apologize to America.
I got a couple of things. I really love the playoff Joe Quinn.
Playoff Joe Quinn.
Playoff Joe Quinn. was
Playoff
good.
Joe Quinn.
And then
It feels like years ago
Tepper,
we
you
talked
said
about
at
that
one
game.
point, "What are you gonna do, nerd?"
It was. I don't remember what it was. It was a team that was.
So long ago.
I know,
was
could have been at any time.
Stepp kept saying Pickle's been so insufferable.
Oh, Atlanta.
And then at one point, Tepper, you looked at the camera, you're like, "I think I'm starting to think I'm right," or something like that. It was funny. I don't know. I forgot.
That sounds like me.
I was.
We have some breaking news though.
Oh, breaking news. Breaking news sounder.
Thursday night
Wee.
in Iowa Park, America,
Get ready.
Stepp is coming to town
That's right.
for
with
Hamilton.
their producer.
For Hamilton and West Texas.
You're Stepp.
And we're bringing VNA with us.
Yeah.
That's
We're
right.
bringing
baby.
hell with us.
That's right. We're bringing our tiny producer with us.
Yes.
That's right. It's a Stepp road trip to Iowa Park for Hamilton and West Texas. I'm fired up.
I am too.
I think it's gonna be a great game.
We're gonna
I'm
road
excited.
trip to Iowa Park.
Road trip.
Adam's buying dinner, right?
Adam's buying dinner. We're going to a very fancy restaurant in
I
Wichita
think we're
Falls.
gonna go to Parkway Grill.
Okay.
I think we'll go to Parkway
Love it.
Grill. Yeah.
So we'll be there.
If you have any suggestions for where we should eat in Wichita Falls,
And then
send it to us.
where are you going to be on Friday?
Friday, I'm going to be at Randall Reed Stadium in New Caney for Shiner and Mount Enterprise.
Let's go!
Yes.
That is the chaos game of the
Yes,
week. So I
am.
love it.
Got to go see that game Friday.
Yeah.
And then Saturday.
You will almost certainly, barring one of the most remarkable defensive performances of all time,
see the record broken.
see the career rushing record broken. So you'll be there for history.
Yes. And then Saturday, I will be at your favorite game, 6 o'clock Saturday night at
Jesus
Vandegrift and CE King at Baylor. So
cool. So next week is State Week, and we will have 4 episodes for you.
Yes.
We'll have an episode
Well,
for each day.
should we talk about Wednesday at all?
Yeah, Wednesday.
Well, if you're not doing Freeloader
Friday, then you've missed it. Go back and watch the stream.
Wednesday, we have a special state semifinal Tep and Step at Dick's Sporting Goods in North Dallas off the tollway.
Yeah.
6 o'clock. We have 4 head coaches booked. We have Allen head coach Lee Wigginson.
Yep.
We have Lone Star head coach Jeff Rayburn, who just committed. We have South Oak Cliff head coach Jason Todd. And we have DeSoto head coach Claude Mathis.
Let's go.
All at Dick's Sporting Goods. If you are looking to do some Christmas shopping, you'll have a coupon that you can only use at that Dick's Sporting Goods on Wednesday night. So get some Christmas shopping done and come see Tep and Step. Tepper loves surprise hugs.
I sure do. It'll be great. I think that's it. Well, 4 episodes next week. One for each day of the state
We're yap
championships.
so much.
I'll be yapping. I've been yapping all day. That's going to do it for us. Thanks for being a Dave Campbell's Texas Football subscriber. VNA especially, thank you for putting up with this one. Thanks to Cover Zero Analytics for being our sweet, sweet princes. Stepp, thanks for your courage.
Thank you.
We'll talk to you next week for State.
I wasn't recording the whole time. Bye.